What a sick fuck.
The hardest 3 thrusts. Dude, I'm tripping my balls off.
Come to my house telling me to shut the fuck up and then telling me to reel it back in. Welcome to Agro Labs Podcast. My name is Cameron, and today with me, I have Matthew Roy Bell.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
I've never had a famous person on the podcast.
Get out of here, dude. I'm happy to be here, though. This is good. This is really good.
I'm so happy to have you, dude.
Why does everybody call me by my full name, though, for real? Everybody does that. I walk into the office. Doesn't matter what office. Hey, Matthew Roy. Hey, Matt Bell. Hey, Matthew Roy Bell. First of all, how do you even know my middle name, for real?
I think it's a psychological thing.
You think?
Yeah, dude.
How so?
I think maybe because, no one calls me Cameron Joseph Milik.
See, that's the thing. I was going to try to guess your middle name. I was going to go with Bruce.
Bruce?
Yes. Cameron Bruce. It sounds good, dude.
That's my family-given middle name, Bruce.
I mean, it should have been. Your family fucked up.
Listen, dude, I'll never forget.
Wait, can I cuss on here?
Yeah,
okay. Sorry.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit in hell damn fuck.
I'll never forget you call it. The reason why I say it, I'll tell you why I say it. Mm-hmm. Why I introduced you that way. You called me one time, and you said, "Hey, this is Matt." Mm-hmm. And I said, Matt who? He said, Matthew Roy Bell. And I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I was like, I got my shoulders rolled up. I was like,
set up straight.
He means business.
Oh my God. Dude, I did that?
Yeah.
When was this?
I don't know. Maybe like 2 years ago.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, dude.
None of it matters.
You know what's funny, dude? I had a teacher growing up named Roy Bell.
Really?
Yeah. He was my offensive line coach.
Where?
Whitmer.
Dad? Dad?
No. Is that your dad's name?
Yeah.
No
Roy
way.
Bell.
No, dude, he was a big white dude.
Oh, definitely not my dad.
He was a big old white boy.
Not my dad.
Country fed. He looked like he ate biscuits with butter on them for dinner, dude. No, there was no beef stew. Just biscuits
all day, dude. Straight carbs.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, dude.
God, it's amazing.
You were a college athlete?
Yeah, I was. I played baseball in college.
What position did you play?
Played short. I played middle infield. Played middle infield in high school, and then when I got to college, it was just a little bit different. You know, like I was the best shortstop in high school, and when I got to college, it was just a different league. You know, and I wasn't the best shortstop anymore. So then I moved to second base, and they put me in outfield a little bit too. Played a little bit of center field, but the pivotal positions like center field, where you could go either way, where you had the bursts going either way, you had to have an arm. Second base, you had to be able to turn too. So, I don't know. I loved baseball though, still do. It's like chess to me. Some people don't. Some people think that baseball is a really slow game. They think it's boring, especially on TV.
They just don't know the game.
But they don't know the game. They really don't understand it. And it's like, to me, baseball is truly like a one wrong thing, you know, like, or one good thing completely changes the outcome. And it might happen in the first inning. It could be one pitch that should have been 6 inches higher than, you know, where it was thrown, or 10 miles an hour slower than what it was thrown at. So, and understanding that, like, everybody knows, like, what this pitch is going to be. I know what the coach is calling into the catcher, and the catcher is telling the pitcher to throw. So I know that as a center fielder, if this is an off-speed pitch, there's a good chance that the hitter is going to pull the ball to his strong side. So I need to take one step that way as a defender. Like, just all that kind of stuff. Like, it really is like chess to me. And so I've always just loved, like, the mind game that is within the physical game of baseball.
People don't think it's physical, man. Here's the thing. I can barely tie my shoes in the morning, and these motherfuckers are throwing 101 fastballs, you know, consistently through 8 innings of a game. And, you know, I mean, I've watched some... I love watching baseball in person. There's nothing like... I've been to football games, I've been to basketball games in person, and I've also been to many baseball games, and there's nothing like watching a baseball game live.
True.
There just really isn't, dude. Watching someone go and jump up on that fence and get that high ball, you know what I mean?
Insane. Yeah. Insane stuff. Web gems, top 10 on ESPN. Are you kidding me? There's nothing better than the top 10 web gems when in baseball season, to watch them make plays or lay down a bunt or whatever it is, like to see baseball players do what they do. That shit gets me hard. For real. I think baseball is honestly the hardest game out there. I do. I think it's harder than football. It's harder than, golf is a really hard game too, but it doesn't matter. I think baseball is the hardest game. You're trying to hit a round ball with a round bat that's coming in from 60 feet 6 inches away at different speeds, different trajectories, curving one way, breaking the other way, and you have to hit it where someone is not. Like that's hard. That's hard.
Mentally, you don't even know what kind of ball they're throwing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You don't know what the guy's going to do when he runs the second base or runs the third. If he comes back, then you're really X'd out, man. Right?
Absolutely. You have a second, less than a second to make a decision and make contact, and then to take it a step further, you fail 75% of the time. It's like the only sport where, like, if you succeed, it's really the only thing in life that I can think of where if you do right 25% of the time, you're in the starting lineup. You know what I mean?
No shit.
Like, literally, like, you look at any team right now, and their batting average, if they're in the starting lineup, is 250. Some of them are at 150. That, like, literally, they succeeded 1.5 out of 10 times, and they're starting in the major leagues. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So, like, to get over those failures of the other 8.5 times out of 10, that's the hardest part of the game, is be like, damn, I struck out. The dude got me. But I got to go back in there next time and get it.
Do you think that made you mentally tough, dude? Like, do you think, like, sports, like, because, like, there was this, like, kind of, it was competitive when I was growing up, man. Mm-hmm. Like, and it was in a good way. Mm-hmm. It was the people, your team around you, like, nah, bro, you got to do better than that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of like that toxic masculinity traits going away in this generation, where, like, hey, you're good. Mm-hmm. Well, like, dude, my good's not good enough sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like sports helped me prepare mentally for some of the things that I was going to, go through adult life with.
100%. I think, honestly, sports, for so many different reasons, I think helped. Playing at the level that I played at, too, helped. And they translate and carry over into a lot of things that I do today. I was really fortunate to play under some insanely good coaches that, like, will go down in St. Francis history as the best coaches in the state of Ohio. And Corey Mee was the head coach at the University of Toledo, great coach. And just, like, understanding how, truly a team, like, the goal is to get the win. It doesn't matter if it was pretty or ugly. You get the win, and that's all that matters. Like, it doesn't matter if you struck out 4 times today. If the team got the win, then get over it and, like, be there for the team. And how every person really does play a part in it. Like, truly, dude, you can't go win a baseball game by yourself. You can't win anything by yourself, really. So, and just understanding, like, the dude, the warm-up catcher. He might never see action in a game, but his position to warm that next pitcher up that's in the bullpen is so important. And to just, like, get past that and understand, like, dude, I played a role in getting this ring or this championship or whatever it is. And to treat everybody with respect and make sure that they feel that way. Like, it's just, it carries over into business and everything that I've done in life and family. Like, it's just, I love sports. Love sports. And it also taught me, dude, I fucking hate losing. I hate losing.
That feeling.
I'm really good at winning, but I'm not good at losing. I'm not a good loser. So it just... it's like I don't want to get into shit that I think I could lose at because I just don't like losing. I'm really, really poor at it. And so, like, I like to have my hands in a lot of different things because I was always taught to never have all your eggs in one basket. So I like to diversify and have, revenue streams and income coming from different, because one of them can go away tomorrow. And then what? If I only have it in one? Well, I mean, dude, seriously, our life, everything is not guaranteed. So COVID, look at it. Look at what it's done to people. Anything can change in the blink of an eye. So to get into a lot of different shit, I'm not afraid to fail at all. Failures have been, like, some of the biggest growth opportunities and taught me so many things in life. But if you have, 100 things that you're winning at and you lose at 10 things, those failures don't feel like such significant, catastrophic events in your life. So, but it's also taught me to be very realistic and I'm not even going to get into some shit if I really don't know for a fact that I can succeed at this. Just stay realistic.
I was listening to Jordan Peterson years ago, and he said something that always stuck with me. He was talking about playing the game of life, right? and how people want to win. And like, just like you, man, I hate the feeling of failing. I hate even the thought, like when the thought crosses my mind, like, dude, you could fail at this. I don't even like that feeling crossing my mind. And what he said is, and it always stuck with me, he was like, it's not about winning the game, it's how you play the game. He goes, you know, if you play games with kids in sandboxes and you're good at playing the game with them, even if you don't win, you get invited to play more games. You know,
Wow.
So you raise your chance at winning the games
For sure.
by more games you get invited to play in.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know, for me, when I look at stuff like that, man, I'm just trying to be successful, and I'm trying to have this positive energy in everything I do, because negativity kills me, man. It spreads, gets into my head, creates fears and insecurities. And you were talking about chess, dude. I love chess. You know, little fun fact I found out about chess. Grandmasters burn 6,000 calories a day playing chess. They did a fucking study on this, because they're like, why are all our chess athletes
Chess athletes. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Why are all these chess athletes losing weight? They're just smoking cigarettes, dude, just back and forth, burning so many calories in their mind. That they burn up to 6,000 a day.
And they're probably sitting there all tense. You don't even know it.
Oh, yeah. Shoulders hurt.
Have you watched The Queen's Gambit?
I'm in love with that show.
It's a great show.
Yeah, dude. Beautiful, beautiful
When
woman.
you said grandmasters smoking cigarettes, that's what I thought about, because they all did that in that movie, or that show, that series. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of my friends into chess.
My son got me into chess.
Really?
Yeah, Jackson got me into chess. So Jackson learned to play chess from his grandfather, and when he's in chess leagues now, and he's like he plays with kids that are like 2 grades older than him, and he wins the championships. He's got chess trophies. I was like, dude, I got to learn how to play chess. So I sat down with Jackson and started playing with him, and he like, the dude beats me. My 10-year-old son beats me at chess. We've been playing for 2 years now, and he smokes me. Bodies me, dude. Takes me to the cleaners. The dude is just insane. He's really, really smart.
The prodigal son, dude.
Yeah, for real. It's honestly, it's messed up. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, like how smart he is at 10 years old.
What's it like watching a little you grow up, man? You know, because I think that's a big part of manhood people don't talk about, is like, you know, being a present father, being there, you know, instilling the right things in your kid, and just watching them grow up. Like, that's a beautiful piece of life, dude.
Dude, it's insane. So my leg is shaking right now, and I have goosebumps under my hoodie thinking about it. Like, it is so... I honestly can't even find the words for it. That's how beautiful it is. So when Jackson was born, I was, again, what we were talking about before we started recording, air quotes right now, I was sober. I was not shooting heroin at the time, but I was doing everything else under the sun. And first of all, watching a child be born,
oh my god,
to watch
blow your mind.
To watch another human being come out of a human being is shit that we don't see, and like, we hear about it, we see it in movies, we know that it exists, but to watch it happen is one of the most powerful moments that any human being can ever experience. Like, it makes me want to cry thinking about it. I remember when he came out. I mean, like, newborn babies are ugly, dude. Like, that's just all there is to it.
Every one of them.
You can't tell me that newborn babies are like cute and pretty. Those fuckers are ugly. When Jackson was born, it looked like an alien, like a wet, scrunched up alien. But like, in my mind,
beaten and bruised.
Yeah, beaten and bruised. Fucking weird cord coming out of its stomach. Weird colors, like gook all over it. Like, it was on Nickelodeon's. Remember, he got slime. Yeah, and But to me, he was the most beautiful thing that I'd ever seen in my life. And I said that out loud when I saw him for the first time. I said, oh my God, he's perfect. And I meant that. And like, in those words were so profound. Like, he was perfect. And to know that you created another human life, and to see it be born, and to, like, it can't even hold its head up. It can't eat. It can't talk. It doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And it's your job, it's your sole reason that we're put on this earth, is to procreate and keep mankind alive, to carry on the family name. Like, to know that I have to teach this human being that doesn't know what that even means. Like, what do you mean? It doesn't know what that means. You have to show it you have to show it everything in life, what's right and what's wrong. So, like, all that shit, man, it is just, it's such a blessing to learn like what parenting is, and it's been a process. There's no book for it. It's hard. It's really hard. I don't think people really. I see people, young people nowadays, especially like people in recovery in the rooms and shit. And it's like, hey, we're having a baby. I'm like, dude, I wish the best for you, but damn, put your fucking seatbelt on, please, because like, it's not fair. It's not fair to another, like, to not give it everything that you have. And I was one of those people. I wasn't ready, and I didn't give Jackson everything that I should have and could have given him. I went back out, 2 years after he was born, and that shit sucked. So, and that was like, honestly, that was the worst part of being out there, just knowing that I wasn't there for him.
Yeah, man, kids add a lot of stress to life.
Absolutely.
Like if we look at my life right now, I'm going, like, the most valuable resource is time for me, right? And like, I don't have enough time. I'm sure you feel that way, where you're just like, dude, I got to do this, and I don't manage time well.
Right.
And when we talk about, like, parenting, man, that's you taking care of another life for 24 hours out of the day, every day.
Yep.
And, for me, especially when we talk about parenting, man, like, we can have the accolades, we can have the awards, we can be successful in life, but all we're going to leave behind is our kids. Right? That's the only thing you're going to be able to leave behind is a little piece of you. And so, like, for me, that's like, like my grandfather, he died recently due to COVID. And I felt really sad and down on myself for a little bit. And I thought to myself, no, dude, he's living with me.
For sure.
I remember Stashi. I remember my grandfather. I remember the moments that, he taught me things, right? Yeah. And I'm carrying that on, man. And, like, that's, like, the biggest part for me, man, is especially when we talk about a community. You know what I mean? We're raising each other's children.
For sure.
We're part of the community. We're doing the right thing now. And, like, it was mind-blowing in recovery when I found out that my actions affect others in ways I can't even imagine.
Dude, insane. Nobody thinks about that. Nobody, like, truly, dude, we can fuck people's lives up without using drugs and alcohol. Like, just our actions and the words sometimes. Not doing something, not saying something, not just words that do go out, but words that should have come out that didn't come out. You know what I mean? Like, we can truly fuck people up. I was, while you were talking about that, I was thinking about, like, just some of the blessings that come with kids. Jackson, I went to go see my dad at his grave. What's today? Saturday? I think it was like on Wednesday. I was driving on Central. He's at the Ottawa Hills Cemetery, and I saw a funeral going on. And, like, I didn't even mean, I wasn't going to see my dad. I was driving on Central, saw a funeral, and my car just turned into the cemetery. I was like, I need to go see my dad. So I went in there, and it was cold as fuck. I mean, it was like, it was snowing a couple days ago. The ground was wet. I had my Toms on. So, like,
those are great shoes, by the way.
I love those shoes, but they're not good for going to visit your loved one, in the winter at the cemetery. And his gravesite is, like, in the middle of a massive field of plots. So I parked, and I was like, damn, should I go out there? My feet are going to be soaked if I go out there. But I'm 5 minutes away from home. I can go change real quick. I was like, I can't pull in. He's looking at me right now. I believe that. There's shit that's happened in my life since he's been gone where I like, he's here. He's still with me, and he's protecting me. So I can't just leave without going to say hi to him. He's gonna, like, I can't do that to him. It's my dad. So walk out there. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna make this quick. It's fucking cold. I miss you so much. I love you. Thank you for never leaving me. I hope you're proud of me. I only want to be, like, half the dad that you were, because I was blessed with a really good father. Like, our father-son relationship was incredible, dude. Like, true superhero. Fuck Superman and all these other idols that people say are their heroes. Like, my dad was and forever will be my hero. Awesome guy. Everybody loved him. Just best morals, integrity. Just like a super cool guy. And so I was like, I got to make this quick. I love you. I'll come back. Please just, like, stay with me and give me a sign in the next couple days that shows me what I need to work on. I want to get better, and I want to be like you. So I'm walking out, and I'm, like, navigating my way. I don't want to step on anybody else's gravestones and stuff, because they're not the vertical ones. They're the flat ones. Yeah. So I'm walking out, and I step over a gravestone. As soon as I turn around from his stone, I step over the first one, and I look down, and the big name on it is Jackson. The last name of who was buried there is Jackson. I'm like, fuck. It's my son's name, Jackson. Thanks for giving me the sign on what I can do better at. Like, I said, give me a sign in the next couple days of what I can work on. And the motherfucker gave me a sign in the next couple seconds. He's like, you can do better at this. So then it was like all in my head. I go home. I had Jackson that night, took him to basketball practice, came home, and I'm sitting there with him, and I'm like, I just love you so much. And I'm looking at pictures of my dad. I'm showing him Grandpa Roy and how great he was, talking about stories and fishing and sports and all this stuff. And I was just like, you know, I just hope I can be as good of a dad to you as he was to me. And my son is like not very deep. He doesn't really like to talk about emotions. Like I know some kids, like Juan's kid. That kid is just so in tune with his feelings. Like I love that about him. And Jackson's not that way. He is with his mom, but not with me.
Yeah.
And it's always just like straight, matter of fact, to the point type stuff. You know, if he's sad, he won't act like it, but then he'll go home back to his mom's house and tell his mom he's sad. And then his mom will call me, blah, 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 whatever. But he looked at me and he was like, Dad, you are. And there was so much conviction in his voice. It was like more feelings and emotion that I've ever heard him speak with. But he was like, it just made me feel better. You know what I mean? Like it was a deep moment because I know that he's happy with the type of father that I'm being to him. I'm present in his life. I'm not just a dad, I'm a father, and I believe that.
Yeah, man. Validation is part of my love language. You know, like just like when someone tells me I'm doing a good job or just an attaboy, it makes me feel wonderful. And I can only imagine that coming from your son. And you know, I think about my dad. My dad was a superhero for me too. I mean, the guy built me a fucking treehouse with his bare hands, dude. Jeez. You know what I mean? 12 feet up in the air. You know.
Maybe my dad wasn't that great.
And
I never got a fucking treehouse, dude.
Well, like, and then here's the thing: my dad like made some mistakes throughout my young adult life, and for me, it like just like tore this image down I had of him. And like when we were talking about parenting, here's the real thing, right? They're all just winging it. we're all winging it as adults.
Yeah.
This adulting thing, no one's got it down pat. We're all humans, we're all valuable. And it took me so many years to realize that. I was just holding this man up who makes mistakes on this pedestal. Yeah. You know, and yeah, dude, I love my father now. You know, there was a moment I had, and we were talking before the podcast about, you know, you getting that Mercedes as a kind of like a memoir of significance to your father, right? Like, hey, I'm getting this Mercedes, Dad. And so I got this jewelry, right? Because when I grew up, my dad always had a big chain and a big and a big bracelet, and I'll never forget. I walked up to my dad. I said, Dad, you know, look what I got. You know, and he started crying.
Oh, no shit.
And he said, no, I just had to sell my jewelry to pay the house payment. Right? And so now, like, for me, I'm going to keep this on for the rest of my life to remind me, like, you know, don't ever lose sight of where you want to go. You know, and
damn,
you know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. And here's the thing: you talk about signs. I think it's maybe because you're more spiritually in touch with yourself than some people are, right? You know, we can find signs and things if we really look at it. Like, I'll never forget, we talked about my chapter 7 before the podcast, and you know, I'm driving down to work and I'm just freaking out. I'm like, oh fuck, dude, how am I going to deal with this? And a sign says, God will bless you on 475. I immediately pray. I immediately remove it from my mind, and then I get a call from my attorney about the car settlement accident.
Wow.
Right? And like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to find meaning in that, I can. You
can.
You know?
But you have to you know, a lot of people would have seen that and been like, no, that's nothing. You know?
Yeah, man, and that's it's provocative of that negative attitude.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That'll knock you off your swivel and put you down. You don't see too many successful people have negative attitudes and outlooks on life.
No, you can't. Well, I shouldn't say you can't, but it's damn hard. You know, it's really, really hard to just stay in the negativity and not, like, dude, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. If I had that negative, just overall negative shit. I don't have bad days, dude, for real. You know, when shit comes my way, I really feel like everything's just like an opportunity to learn and to grow. It's like, all right, I'm going to give it to me. I've overcome some shit in my life. You know, maybe it's the sports. I don't know. You know, I really don't know, but there's nothing that I think I can't handle. And it's not always by myself, but I'll get through it. You know, like, doesn't matter what it is. I don't care who it is, what part of life it is. It could be work. It could be another treatment facility. It could be Medicaid saying we're not paying for this anymore. It could be, you know, CARF changing their requirements. It could be a sprinkler head in our damn residential blowing up and flooding the whole damn building. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's like, okay, we can fix this. And if we stay in the negative, we're not gonna, dude. Like, we have to stay positive, because the other thing is we're in positions now to where so many people are looking at what we're doing. If we get negative, they're gonna get negative too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that stuff breeds off of negativity breeds negativity, and positivity breeds. So I can be,
sure.
I can have like bad moments if I want to, but dude, I'll go into my office and fucking, or my room, or I'll go home or something, and or like, if I disagree with Dressel, which happens on a daily basis, I'll go into an office with Josh and we'll fucking scream at each other and like show the fact that we're struggling, but then we'll step out of that office and smile and everything's okay. I don't want anybody else to know that we're struggling. We can't let other people see that. We can't let our clients see that we're having bad days, dude. That'll bring them down too. So
yeah, when I think about what you just said, man, it's really comes down to the truth of it's okay to have bad moments, For
sure.
And everyone has bad moments, and especially in treatment, dude. Like, I get so many people who are like, that must be a wonderful job, Cameron, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, it's great.
It is, and it is great. Right?
Yeah,
and like we're so lucky to be where we're at, and but also it comes with a price. It comes with when I think working with people is probably the hardest job you could ever work. Whether that's teachers, hospital staff, whether that's police, what we do, it doesn't matter. Working with people is the hardest thing you can do, because. Sure. You got to be like a psychotic serial killer to not have empathy and to not care about someone and to not want better for somebody.
Yeah.
So when you add that into your day, you know what I mean? Things can just go wrong, right? In a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And that's, I think it takes a special kind of person to do what we do.
No doubt. Not
it really does.
Can do it. Not everybody can do it. We see it all the time. I see it all the time, dude. I'll interview, when I used to actually interview people, like back in the day when we first started, and I was interviewing nurses and doctors and shit like that, like, I don't care about what you went to school for 2 years to get a license. I don't give a shit about that LPN or RN behind your name. Like, honestly, anybody can pass meds and take vitals. I want to know how you care about people, Like, that's why people work at Midwest, Like, I care about the person that you are and how you view other people and how you view redemption and how you're going to try to get that positivity in somebody else. So, I don't know, dude. It's just...
Can you imagine?
It really does take special people to do what we do.
Can you imagine if me and you never got a shot at redemption, dude? Like that is such like a crazy like storybook thing, like the idea of redemption. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if we were just condemned to live in the fates that we had created for ourselves. But nah, man, this is the really crazy thing, man. And I sent you a text, during Christmas, and I told you what I thought, but it's the truth, man. Like, the impact you had on me when you had nothing to do with me, right? When you didn't know my name, is part of the reason why I'm here, man. Well,
it goes both ways.
For sure.
It goes both ways. It really does. It really does. It still does today. There's things that I see you do. I hear from clients. I hear from staff that I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't do a lot of things that you do, and I think there's a lot of things that I do that you couldn't do, and that's okay, dude. Like, we find out what we're good at in life and tap into that, like we were talking about with this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, this is something you wanted to do. You know how many people probably at one point had an idea in their head that we should start a podcast? You know how many of them actually did it? You know what I'm saying? So, just finding out what your purpose is, man, and running with that.
Pulling the trigger, man. I had a friend ask me, like, what was stopping you from doing this 4 years ago when you had the idea? And I wanted to say money, but that was a lie. It was just like a bold lie.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I just.
It's a cop out.
Yeah, it was a cop out. I could have saved the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could have really strived to do this. The point was I was just too scared. I didn't just pull the trigger on it, right? I didn't just take the action to get to where I wanted to be. And that's what's amazing about you, man. Like, literally, you're in treatment, you're in housing, and you're flying signs in the beehive. You know what I mean? You're on Collingwood Avenue flying signs, and I've talked to some people, and this is how I think. I don't think people get lucky. I think it's right place, right time, but also a lot of hard work behind the right place, right time. Yeah. And you were in the right place, right time, and your message stood out, man, because as you were talking about hey, not many people stay sober.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11% stay sober after 3 years.
Wow.
So you got to stay sober for 3 years, and then your chances of staying sober for good is 11%.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it is. It's crazy, and it's the truth, right? Like, we're talking about people who every 11 minutes someone dies from drug overdose or alcoholism in the United States of America. You know what I mean? So
it's crazy.
We just went 30 minutes, so 3 people just died.
Wild.
And you took a big stand and made a big change in the community when no one else was.
It was a timing thing. It was a God thing. I don't, if we would have done it a year prior, I don't think it would have worked. And if we would have done it a year later, I don't think it would have worked. I saw Dressel. I worked with Dressel. Did you ever hear that story?
No.
Back in like 2010, I was still using, obviously, I was painting for this union painting company that had massive contracts with Berman Building Company, and they got all the new construction like homes in this area. Massive houses. These were like really, really nice houses. And there was this house over in Sylvania. We were painting this house for 9 months with like a 10-person crew. That's how big this house was.
Yeah.
9 months painting a house, dude. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. This house had $60,000 doors imported from like some other country. I don't even remember, but the front doors were $60,000. This house had like gold accents. They had like a prayer temple. I forget what religion they were, but like literally the walls were gold, like 24 karat gold. So I'm in one wing painting this house, and Dressel was in the other wing. And we didn't find this out until we got clean. But he had pictures from this house. He was a skilled painter back in the day. I was a prep guy. All I did is fill the nail holes and sand them down, and then vacuum up the sanding dust so that he could come in and actually paint afterwards. But we were in that same house for 9 months, both shooting dope, and never came. That's how big the house was. I never met him, never saw him.
There was definitely more than one bathroom.
100%. Yeah, we were tapping into probably the same water source. You know what I mean, to fill up our rigs. But cutting off, and there was plenty of space to shoot up in there. It was wild. But it's crazy to think about. I crossed paths with him multiple times. Then I was in Zeph with him. I was in Zeph Center with him multiple times. Like 2 doors down from where he was when he was still using, and I never stopped using. I lied to Dart, and I don't need detox. Just get me in, and just like, okay, they'll catch up to me in 3 days when they see that my levels aren't dropping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like we walked by each other every day, and I think he was on Suboxone at the time, and just wasn't the same Josh Dressel. He never looked up from the floor. He stayed in his room all day and slept. He'd get up and he'd walk out, and he'd look at the floor the whole time. He'd go down to the microwave, warm up something sweet, like a freaking, I don't know,
honey bun,
a honey bun, and a bag of ramen, and go back in his room and eat it and sleep again. And I was running and gunning, trying to figure out who I was going to rob and get $20. But like the fact that we were both in treatment that time, when he made a decision he wanted to do it, and I made a decision I wanted to do it, like out of all those times it could have happened. We were in Whitney Manor together too, multiple times, and it's like, dude, what? If it hadn't happened right then at that time, I don't think I'd be alive. Really don't think I'd be alive today.
Did you ever envision the success that came from that action you took?
Fuck no, dude. I had no clue what was going to happen. I was truly like, I hate the term fake it till you make it, but like at that moment we were faking it until we made it. I had no clue what it was going to turn into. I had no intentions. It wasn't like, hey, let's do this with the hopes that this turns out. It was really just, hey, let's do this because I'm bored as fucking PHP and I want to get out of the house and like have some sort of fun. Like that's all we wanted to do. It was just a group of us. We're like, hey, let's go do this and have fun together. I was bored, terribly bored, and I knew that in previous attempts in recovery, like if I sat around, like I knew what happened. I knew what boredom did racing for me. Yeah, dude, and I didn't want that to happen, and nobody else did too. And we were just sitting like, what can we do tonight? And that's really how it happened, dude. We had no intentions, and then it became like an inner reward thing. It was fun. It was fun. We were filling our time, and we were helping people, dude. Like,
did you get any backlash?
Fuck yeah, dude. Everybody. Because
I came into the picture, like I started like hanging around some of the outskirts, the people that were with you guys at like, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 months into you guys taking off the ground, or maybe 6 months. So I never like got to see the start of it, but I got to see the end product.
Sure.
And so I just want to know, did you guys get any backlash?
Dude, we got so much backlash. There was a lot of people that were like, First of all, remember when we had like 90 days clean, 6 months clean, and you'd look at somebody with a year and think that they were like holier than thou? Like, holy shit, man, this guy's got his shit together. He's got it together, dude.
Yeah.
You know, so like there was a bunch of those people that were like still at Zeph, or maybe like at the Whitney Manor. They were like the good Sharon motherfuckers that would like share like Shakespeare. When they go to the meeting, they could talk like a poet, but you knew they weren't living it. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm talking. There's people that can talk some really good shit, and then you're like, dude, you heard that somewhere else, and you're just saying it because I know what the fuck you do outside of this meeting. You know what I mean?
Listen, dude, you had 4 divorces. Don't tell me how to live my life.
I don't need marriage advice from you, dog.
Yeah, dude.
But there was a lot of people in recovery that still weren't at that point where just still a lot of like judgmental stuff. You know what I mean? Like they had stopped using drugs, but they hadn't got to the point in their life where like acceptance was a thing, and they were still rooting for everybody no matter what. I don't give a fuck how you get sober and stay sober. Like if it helps you, run it. Like just do it. And so there were some people that were just like, you guys are breaking traditions. You guys aren't sober enough to help people. You don't have enough time. And then there was honestly, at the very beginning, before it became anything else, when it was just like prevention and family support, it was all people in recovery that were our biggest naysayers. Negative, that negative mindset that we were talking about.
Isn't that so crazy that we talk about a community that needs to uplift and uphold each other, but we're the most judgmental people on ourselves, dude?
100%.
And that's what I tried telling people. Man, because we all, people, just normal people don't struggle with mental health or substance use. No matter who you are, you want to be liked.
Sure.
You know, that's just a common thing. No one wants to not be liked.
Right.
And then, you know, someone succeeds and we're like lobsters in this bottom of the barrel clawing to like, you know, get up. And you find that a lot in the recovery community. Like, well, you know, they don't have enough time. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. There's so much of that. God.
We're getting people into treatment, buddy. Yeah. Like we're not, you know, like this isn't about trying. Like we're just doing the next right thing.
No doubt.
And that's a testament, man. Like anyone can make a change. And I think that just shows why it's such an important thing, man. Because community-based people create community.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Midwest would not be what it was if it wasn't for you. If it wasn't for the people that we put in place inside of the community that have good inner relationships with the community.
Yeah, we built a foundation that you know, and we worked upon that. The negativity still exists today. You know, it absolutely still exists, and it's funny how it's kind of phased out. At the beginning, it was all, or I would say, you know, upwards of 90+% was all people in recovery. Then we started getting to a point where it was like, we're thinking about opening a treatment center, and then it became the treatment centers,
the providers
that hated us. Now that we're a treatment center, it's the people that haven't gotten sober in our treatment center. You know, it's our fault, or it's the families of loved ones who have come to our treatment center that said that it's our fault that their loved one didn't get it. But there's still a lot of providers that talk shit about us too. You know, there's a lot of them. We can name them. I really don't give a shit. But there's a lot of places out there that don't like us. And I think at the end of the day, we scare them.
Yeah.
I really think we scare them.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like, when I look back at my treatment experiences, because you talked about DART, right? And DART saved my life.
Me too.
Like, I literally... They knocked on my hotel door at the Crown Inn, Alexis and Jackman, and they busted it down. And dude, they caught me pants down.
You were at the
I
Crown?
had no pants on. I was with my girlfriend at the time. She had no pants on. I had no pants on. Dude, we were fucking.
Jesus, sorry.
I just did a fucking fatty, dude, and then I fucking, you know.
You guys were going at it for an hour and a half.
You know, maybe 30 minutes tops, dude, before I gave up. That was wishless thinking on my part. Yeah,
so this ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, nah. And I just hear doom, doom, doom. Toledo sheriffs.
Oh God!
They just busted in, dude. Had the key. I'm like, will you shut the fucking door? You know what I mean? I mean, all the Jackman can see my, you know, my Pisha deal. You know, they can, you know, see the 3-inch wonder of the world. And I'm like, will you guys? And they're like, no. Where's the drugs? I'm like, well, if I had any, I'm not telling you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so finally, I slowly put my pants on awkwardly, and they sit me down and they say, do you want help? I'm like, for what?
Yeah, I don't need help, dude.
I didn't know there was help available, you know? I was like 21 and a half, 22, and they were like, for your drug problem. And I was like, drugs?
Yeah, who said I got a problem?
Yeah. And they're like, well, we know. We've been talking to the hotel manager, and we just want to know if you want help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, 11 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to pick you up. I'm like, perfect, because that's when my week here ends.
Yeah. I still got one more night.
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't pull me out of here now.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. So they just literally looked for they talked to the hotel manager, and they were like, yeah, dude over here, he needs help. We can tell. Like,
so
making love in a motel, not a hotel. Dude, they're struggling.
I don't know what happened. You know, I know there was a string of overdoses a couple nights before that. And then I also know that my parents might have called, maybe my girlfriend's parents called, but I don't know who called, but whatever, dude. They were like just shining angels coming in to rescue me from the roaches at the Crown Inn Motel.
Oh my God.
It's a great establishment. They offer condoms at the front desk.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. I've never been there. I think I picked up there a time or two. God, I was going to ask you something. You remember which dart officer it was?
Charles
saw your cock. That's all I wanted to know. I can't wait to talk to Charles next week.
Charles and oh man, kind of buff guy, in good shape. He was one of the original dart officers.
Damien Worthy?
Not Damien. He was white. God, I wish I remembered his name. I believe he's no longer with Dart. Yeah, no, they definitely saw it.
Yeah,
no, they did.
That's awesome.
They also asked my girlfriend how long she'd been prostituting. And she's like, she does drugs, but she's just like some nice, girl who's never been in trouble. I've taken every charge there ever was. And they were like, how long you been prostituting? She's like, what?
I don't do that.
She just starts crying.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, she just starts bawling her eyes out. They're like, do you have a problem? She was like, no.
They weren't asking her. They were asking you.
Yeah, they were asking me. Yeah. They knew I was a troublemaker.
How long you been selling your ass, son? $20 is $20.
How long you been pimping yourself out?
Jesus, dude.
What do you want to do? Sell your ass and score smack?
Score smack.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so Dart played a big role, man. And you know how they described treatment to me? They're like, oh yeah, dude, it's just it's like a big college campus full of drug addicts. And I was like,
that's amazing.
And I was like, all right, I'm down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I like college.
Yeah, like campuses, love drug addicts.
Yeah. It was
it's a pretty good description, actually.
It was so accurate, dude. I go there and there's like a bunch of men. We're all broing it out.
Yeah.
Treatment was one of my favorite moments in my life, man.
It was.
I got to figure out who I was.
I loved it. I hated it all the other times because I was negative, like you talked about. I was negative as shit, looking at all the bad things about it. But when it became bad enough, and it was like, I am supposed to die, or I am going to kill myself, or I'm just going to stay in this miserable state as long as I'm ever going to be alive. But I don't want that. Like, I don't want any of the things that I just mentioned. But that's all I truly can foresee. Like, I don't believe I can get sober. I was at that point. Remember where I was? I remember being like on Star and White in East Toledo. You remember?
Maybe you heard Greg say it before. Greg always used to say, I've been to 60 treatment centers, but when I finally tried, it only took once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that was mind-blowing to me when I heard that, because that's exactly how it worked out for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I philandered around my first treatment center. I woke up at 22.
Philandered.
Yeah, I just was philandering around, dude. I was just loitering. I was loitering while I was there. And then, I stayed sober for 8 months and didn't do anything for myself. And I went back out. And I was homeless in someone else's car. It wasn't my car I was homeless in anymore. And I was like, dude, I got to do something fucking different, dude. I was like, I really got to. And I got straight to work, and I never really looked back, because I just wanted it so bad, I
remember that. I remember when you went back out. That shit sucked. Because I didn't know you too well, but I just knew that everybody liked you and you had a good message. I remember that. I haven't really thought about that until you just talked about it. But I remember that, and I was like, damn, dude, that sucks, man.
I started going out by smoking weed, dude.
Of course.
Smoking the devil's lettuce, dude.
Of course.
Yeah, dude. And I was so paranoid.
Were you on a vegan diet? You're like, this is lettuce. I can justify this. It comes from the earth.
Well, what really happened is I was living with a couple girls, and one of them was like the Mary Kate of like weed brownies.
Oh God, here we go.
And I'm fat, you know what I mean? So I see some brownies, and I really just eat one. And
you didn't know?
I really didn't know. I did, and she told me, she's like, bro, that's weed. And I'm like, oh no. And then like I got really high off of it, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. And I rolled up immediately the next day.
Yeah.
Then like 2 weeks later, I was walking home from work, and the opportunity presented itself. My old drug dealers scoped me out at a stop and go, and the rest was history. I think and that's what I think really needs to be said is like, you can want to be sober, but until we relieve that mental obsession, until we get okay with using thoughts and letting them pass, like we're doomed to just keep doing the same thing.
No doubt. That's the trick, though. Is how do you get rid of that? How do you get rid of that obsession? That's the forever unanswered magic. That's the formula. And I don't think there is a formula because it's different for everybody. But like, it was friends for me. It was the people. It was that fraternity. It really felt like a fraternity thing where like we weren't bored. We were doing shit. We were helping other people, and I was having fun. The treatment was the same. The literature was the same. The readings were the same. The shit that my sponsor was telling me was the same. I worked some steps for the first time in my life, but it was really the people that I was doing it with at that time. Dude, you look at like you take a random sample of 10 people in treatment at you go back 100 years and go 100 years forward. You tell me in 5 years how many of them will be sober? 11%, right? One person out of that 10, statistically, historically, will be sober. Dude, I look at the 10 of us that were doing this shit together, 8 out of 10 of us are still sober.
So
that's like,
look at this trickle down effect that we have
insane.
Going. Because now look, I'm hanging out with the same people you were kind of hanging around, and I stayed sober. Then there's people that I was hanging out with that were hanging around those people that stayed sober.
You guys have your own little thing, exactly like we had.
And it keeps growing out, man. And that's the biggest part, I think, is that support system, is that sense of community, is that friendship, is that connection. That we were missing, man. Because if you were anything like me, man, it didn't matter. I had all the money in the world at one point when I was 18 years old, right? I thought I was fine, had a good job.
Set for life.
I was set. I'm just going to have fun, and that's it.
Yep.
Well, I learned that no matter how much money I had or no matter how good I felt like I was doing, I still felt like something was missing, and that was that connection that I was desperately trying to find in all the wrong places, dude.
Genuine connections.
Yeah, man.
Healthy connections, relationships. They told me that too. Go have a healthy relationship. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What does that truly mean? Like, I'm not like in any way, shape, or form. I don't know how to be a friend. All my friendships since I up until the point where I started using and drinking in high school, all my friendships were based off of something. There was a buffer there between me and my friends. I had friends because I brought a case of Natty Light to the party. You know what I mean? They didn't fucking want me there for me. They wanted me there. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to like really get healthy. My employers hired me because I lied on applications. You know what I mean? Like they didn't hire me because I was honest and they wanted me for what I brought to the table. Like literally every relationship with employers, with friends, with women, with my family, you name it, dude. All my connections and relationships were not genuine. They weren't real. So like when we get sober and they tell us this is what we got to do, you got to go have fun. You got to replace bad habits with good habits. You got to find a sponsor. You got to find positive support. That sounds good and it makes sense. But how the fuck do I do that? Like truly show me. And until you get to that point, because the treatment center that I was in didn't show me. They gave me a great shell of an opportunity of a place to get the opportunity to make that happen, but they didn't show me. And at that time, when I was there that last time, I wanted it so bad that I went and found it. And that's where I think a very small percentage, that's where treatment centers fail, is this is a safe place for you to do that, but it's really hard to find the people to show you how to have those relationships, like on a staffing side. You know, if you want to be small, that's really cool. You find one awesome person and you can help, a census of 10 people. Yeah. But if you want to get big, how do you find 300 awesome staff members that are willing to go above and beyond and just do anything they can for people? So it's like, as providers, that's what I didn't have. Nobody went and showed me how to be a dad. Nobody showed me how to open a bank account. Nobody taught me what financial literacy was. Nobody taught me how to improve my credit score. Like, nobody taught me any of those things. I had to learn that because I wanted it. I saw those things, and I forced myself to learn. I put myself around people that had more and did more than I did. I say this all the time. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You know. And I always thought, I was like, dude, I want to be the smartest. I want to be the smartest. Fuck that, dude. You're an average of who you surround yourself with. I always want to be with people that know more than I do because I learned those things, and then I'll do it better than them.
Isn't it crazy that, like, literally, we're talking about, venture capitalists, the smartest people in the world, they all have mentors.
Of course.
They all have someone who's doing something way better. Jeff Bezos don't hang out with fucking street urchins. He just doesn't.
I would love to hang out
He
with
donates
him.
$1 to charity when he goes to Myers,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe he owns. I don't know if he owns Myers.
Probably owns Myers.
Yeah, probably Myers.
Oh my god!
Shout out Myers, dude.
Shout out to them.
But that's the thing, man. Like, when we're talking about success, man, we're talking about people who are mentors, someone you can ascertain to and look up to, man. And that's what I needed, right? I needed someone that I could look up to. I needed people that were in better places than me, because, like, dude, when I was hanging out with the kids I was hanging out with, dude, we were all just a bunch of assholes. That's all we were. You know what I mean? Who's someone you look up to?
I look up to a lot of people, dude. And it's like, God, you name it. I find anybody that can master their craft is incredibly inspiring. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, even if I don't like the shit, for real. Like, I've seen people. We were talking about the web gems and, like, top 10 plays. Like, I fucking hate hockey, but when I see a dope play on hockey, like just an incredible shot or something like that, I'm like, God damn, that's beautiful. That is true beauty to me. It can be art. It can be a CEO. It can be somebody that did something in the stock market. It could be some sort of leader. It could be a freaking monk. Like, it could be anybody that is just, like, the top of where they're at, that has just changed their whole, like, arena that they play in. So I find inspiration, honestly, in, dude, like, in anything, in art, in architect. I see a building, I'm like, damn, who the fuck built that, dude? That's different, Anybody that can really go above and beyond and, like, isn't afraid to face diversity and be like, I'm just gonna be the best at what I do, and I'm gonna shock the world.
Have you ever heard of Frank Abagnale Jr.?
Mm-mm.
You've never heard of Frank Abagnale Jr.?
Mm-mm.
So they made a movie about him.
Okay.
And I watched his Google Talk.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's like 70 years old now or something, works for the FBI. Mm-hmm. I think it's called Catch Me If You Can or something like that. Leonardo plays Frank Abagnale Jr., who's a real person, and at 16 years old, he started impersonating pilot personnel on Pan Am American Airlines, and he's rode over like 753 times on planes, never had a pilot license, drove co-pilot, was writing fake bad checks, because the whole reason he wanted to do Pan Am at 16 years old is because, like, Pan Am checks were gold. So he figured out how to commit check fraud back in, like, the 60s, and was riding free on Pan Am to hotel to cash checks. After that, he impersonated a doctor. Like, in Georgia, he impersonated a doctor in Georgia with no experience. Then he went on to pass the bar with no education.
God.
With no education, he passed the bar and was assistant to the attorney general.
And then he founded Myers.
Fucking Frank Abagnale Jr., man. And then he's worked for the past 41 years for the FBI after he did, 4 or 5 years in
That's incredible.
in prison.
I need to go watch that movie because I could just already appreciate it. What inspired? Can I say something else here?
Yeah.
You asked who inspires me. What inspires me? It's not a person.
Yeah.
Big cats.
Like tigers?
Any big cat.
Felines?
No, no. Fuck a feline, dude. I'm talking about, like, lions, tigers, leopards, cheetahs, big cats.
Oscar?
Oscar lives a good life, dude. Oscar's chilling.
What's your relationship with your rent-free Oscar?
Do you know who Milo is?
No.
Milo's Todd Crandall's pig.
So Oscar is your Milo.
Yeah. No. Milo is my Oscar.
Milo is your Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck all that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Milo's my Oscar.
Where'd you get Oscar at? He's a special kind of cat, it seems.
Yeah, we went to the International Cat Show. I hated cats. I was homeless in East Toledo, so I saw cats all the fucking time. You know what I mean? When I was squatting in houses and trying to like sleep, I'd wake up to stray cats with fleas and ticks pissing on me. Like, it was just, I've always hated cats. But my kids, Jackson and Gigi, they wanted to go to the International Cat Show. And believe it or not, at the rec center in Maumee is the largest cat show in the world.
What?
It happens once a year in Toledo, Ohio, in Maumee.
My girlfriend would love that.
Yeah. We have the largest cat show in the world once a year here in Maumee, Ohio. Swear to God, dude. Now you know. I'll see you there next year.
Yeah.
But we went to this cat show. It was like $10 to get in. And I was like, whatever. I'm going to go see a bunch of fucking tabby cats. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to suck. We go in, and I was blown away, dude. These cats were cats you've never seen before. From all over the world, dude. Like, special bred, crossbred, beautiful, insane. Like, you see the Austin Powers, like, hairless cats. You see these cats, Bengal cats that look like miniature, like, out of the jungle cats, like all these cool cats that you've never seen. And I'm walking up and down these aisles, and the kids go this way, and Monica goes that way, and I'm just lost in these cats, dude. I'm like, this is so incredible. And I'm in aisle 13, and I see exotic short-haired Persian, and I fell in love with it. Like, it made me feel warm inside. Like, legit, dude. I was like, felt like a little girl. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I could not get over how cool it was. Its personality, how chill it was. Just cool as shit, man. So I called Monica. I was like, Monica, come to aisle 13. You have to fucking see this cat. Monica came to aisle 13, and we were like, okay, that's it. We're getting one of these. So, but they weren't selling cats there. So then we had to like investigate where to find one, and they're very rare. So we got it out of like 6 hours north in Michigan or something like that. We met them halfway.
Shoot.
And it was expensive, but it's so cool, man. I love that cat.
He
changed my ideas about cats.
He looks like a downturned Abbey cat. You know what I mean? He looks like that alley cat that's smoking a cigar. You know, sipping some scotch. He don't play no fucking games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He don't like getting up to get the remote.
No.
You know?
But he was, in his earlier life, he would have got the remote, and he would have played all the games, and he would have done all the crazy shit. And at some point, he was running way too fast, and he just went headfirst into a wall. Yeah. And his face literally got smushed. And then he's like, well, I got to slow it down and smoke cigars and just fucking be chill now. And that's what he does. But no, big cats, dude. Big cats are fucking crazy. It's so crazy. Have you ever watched, like, big cat, like, hunting on YouTube? Like, spend some time tonight and literally just YouTube, like, cheetahs hunting or lions hunting. Like, watching them, what they do, like, depending on what it is, it'll be... So, like, the bigger cats, like the leopards, the tigers, the lions, they'll just jump on shit because they're big enough and strong enough.
No, I want... If I was to be killed by any animal, by far, I want a big cat.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they go for the throat
and
just knock you out quick. They go straight for your
jugular. Yeah. Yep, they're going to kill you real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, a bear...
Tear you apart, dude.
A bear going to eat you alive.
Toss you around, break your bones.
Monkey, dude, they're going to rip your genitals and fingers and eyeballs out, then eat you piece by piece. Dude, crocodiles, I don't want to drown to death, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to be thrown around like a rag doll.
Yeah, and they don't know where your throat is. They're just biting you until you bleed to death.
Sharks.
You're right, though. You're right. Those cats, they will go straight for your throat, dude. Straight for your throat.
Yeah, man. Press the kill, dude. I was actually at Toledo Zoo for the Christmas lights, and they had the tigers out, right? And these tigers... One was a female, one was a male. They were communicating with each other, right, through this little gate. But you could tell they were communicating with each other, and it broke my heart because I could tell that one of the male tiger was just restless, dude. It was just looking for something to do, something to kill, and it was just walking in circles. And that was a big cat, man.
Huge.
Yeah.
And they're nowhere near as big as they are, like, in the natural habitat. You know, because they acclimate to the size, and they're not eating probably what they would normally eat, and they're in a cage. They can only grow so big. But, dude, cheetahs, can I tell you something about cheetahs?
Go ahead. I wanted to be a cheetah. When I was 4, I read a cheetah book. And for the next 3 years, I said to my mom, I want to be a tweeter tweener, Mom. I want to be a tweeter tweener.
That's amazing. Did you used to talk like that?
Yeah, I had my tweeter. I couldn't say Dutch and the K's.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
God, look at you now.
I can talk and shit, dude.
Talk and shit, dude. You're all grown up.
I can use vernacular.
Grandma. Fucking, that's great. Giraffes, too. Giraffes have the same amount of neck bones that we have.
Get no way.
Swear to God. Seven cervical vertebrae. And their necks weigh 250 pounds. Mm-hmm.
How many neck bones do giraffes have? That's insane.
They have the same amount of neck bones that we have. Their neck bones are just like 3 feet or something each.
You're right.
I know.
7
cervical vertebrae. That's what humans have too. We have 7 cervical vertebrae, but their necks are 6 feet long. Ours are 6 inches long. Their necks weigh 250 pounds. You know why they have long necks?
Why?
Why do you think?
To get to treetop food.
That's what everybody says. It's so they can mate.
Tell me more, please.
I don't know. I don't know the details. I just know it has to do with reproduction and finding another female, or the longest neck is like the most sexy neck or something like that.
Jesus.
It has to do with reproducing. Their brains are so far away from their hearts that their hearts have to pump extra hard. So out of all the mammals that exist, giraffes have the highest blood pressure because they got to get blood up to that brain that's 6 feet away.
I love animals. Mm-hmm. I don't fuck with the ocean though.
Oh, I can't. No, hell no.
I do not fuck, dude. I get into open water and I turn into a scared public black child.
Same.
I am just no. If I can't see land, dude. If I can't see fucking land, I immediately shit in my pants.
Oh my God, dude.
It's like my genetics, dude. It's like my family was just eaten by the Loch Ness monster for generations, dude.
100%. I get it. I was on a jet ski in Florida 2 years ago. We went out, how you can rent the jet skis and go out like 100 yards or something. We were out 100 yards, and I had a panic attack. I was on the back of the jet ski with Monica, and she was controlling it, so she was fine. And I was like, go the fuck back to the beach. Go back to the beach. And she was like, no, it's fun out here. And then she started to sense that I was nervous, so then she started messing with me. So then she started going in circles and shit. I was like, if I fall off of this thing and a shark does get me, they on land won't have enough time to get back. You can't see what's below you. There could be a great white shark down there, and you just don't know. It's too scary. There's too many unknowns. I can't mess with it.
We know more about space than our own oceans. Wrap your brain around that.
I don't like that, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yo, and jet skis, sketchy as fuck. I'm a big boy. Okay, I'm. Some would say obese. Right?
Who says?
The medical health journal, dude. I don't fucking know.
The piece of paper on your doctor's office?
I can't see my dick anymore, Matt, okay?
Okay.
COVID happened. Right. Okay. I look down. I can't even see it, dude.
Blame it on COVID, bro.
Yeah, dude. I was just eating food, dude. And when you ride a jet ski, and because those things go pretty fast, you're in a jet ski. You're just shaking against those waves, man. And all it takes is one false move to get eaten alive by a shark.
That's what I believe. It scares the shit out of me.
I'll be in the Maumee River. Is that log an alligator?
Yeah, 100%. Dude, I just was there last summer and thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I can relate. I don't like water. I don't like big bodies of water.
Yeah, I can do pools. I can do like anything like that. I love swimming, actually. But you give me in open waters and it's an eerie feeling. You know what I mean? I can't do it. I immediately tense up.
Pucker.
Yeah, dude, I pucker up, dude. I lose feeling in my legs.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I feel like all my adrenaline pumps straight to my brain. I can't think straight.
Yeah.
I start thinking irrationally.
Yeah.
How about this?
Survival. You go into survival mode.
Oh, yeah, dude. I don't mind controlled heights, but I watch those videos of those guys climbing skyscrapers, and I instantly get scared for myself. And I'm not even on the bed. Yeah, I'm in bed. And I'm just like, holy shit, dude. They are just teeter-tottering on instant death. Yeah. They don't care.
Can't mess with that either.
Yeah, dude.
I don't like that either. I don't like heights. Roller coasters and shit.
You don't like roller coasters?
Can't do it.
I can do roller coasters.
I used to be able to.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't fuck with it now.
You ever got on a roof, dude? One of those real angled roofs? I used to do a lot of roofing back in the day when I was using drugs. That's
a great combination.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Angled roofs and drugs.
Yeah, dude. Dude, the best shoes you can wear on roofs are Vans.
Really?
Yeah, dude, they grip tight.
That makes sense.
I was at a 90-degree angle. My torso was down to my knees, and I was still, sitting up on the roof.
Yeah, you were nodding out hard.
Yeah, gravity couldn't get me down with Vans.
Ain't no such thing as gravity when you're high with Vans on.
I think my favorite cat has to be a tiger, and we're slowly watching them deteriorate.
Sad.
Yeah, man. I really truly believe that. We have to do something, and I think technology is going to get us there. But like, there is no reason why we're using gasoline cars anymore.
That'll change.
There is no more excuses about how we have to use certain energy anymore. Like we have the capacity to change the system. You know, there's no reason why we have these nuclear engineering sites that are 70 years old, you know, and pumping out all these toxins in the air, and this industrialization the way we have it right now.
Yeah, it'll all change. It really will. I believe that 100%. What Tesla's done, and just like all the green energy initiatives and things that are happening, we have to. You know, like people talk about, you know, global warming and climate change and all this shit, and don't believe, like, you can't argue, dude. The shit's real. Shit's changing. Remember how much snow we used to get in Toledo when you were a kid?
Man.
You know how cold that shit used to be? Snow every day, all day. Winter was white.
Yeah.
You know, it snowed one time this year.
Yeah.
Shit's changing, dude. It's changing. But, no, like, think about just technology in general. Like, the TV. The TV became the phone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking watch TV. I really don't watch TV anymore. I remember watching TV all the time when I was a kid because that's all that we had. Sports, all that shit. Like, talk about the Super Bowl, I could have told you when it was, who's playing, starting lineups, all that shit. I don't know when the Super Bowl is this year. I don't know who's playing, or I don't even know if we're at that point if we know who's playing, and I couldn't tell you anybody that's, like, on the teams nowadays. I love sports, but I don't watch it anymore. TVs have turned into phones. And what TVs are now turning into, like, radios. You know what I mean? Like, the TV replaced the radio, because everybody was radios first, and then it became TV. Radios were obsolete, and then TVs became phones, and now TVs are turning into what's obsolete. You know what I mean? Like, so shit's changing. It's just, it's cool to watch it unfold, though.
I think, mark my words, I think within 20 years you will not have an attendant at Myers. I really don't. I think Amazon's going to pave the way for you ordering online and going to pick it up at a fulfillment center.
It's sad.
And it is, right? Like, that's really sad because there's something about human interaction that every human likes. You know, I think that's part of, like, you know, where we work at. I have seen since then such a large intake of people who usually don't come from our rung of society because of COVID. And I think part of that mental health crisis is that missing of human interaction.
For sure.
We're going to take a brief break, and we're going to be right back in a few moments. Welcome back to the Agro Labs podcast. We had a brief intermission. We're back. We're ready in action. Tell me about these cheetahs, dude.
Cheetahs. I remember, so I got a picture. I got a picture of a cheetah in my office, and I was at home, the little art store, you know.
Yeah.
When I saw this picture of cheetahs, and it was a cheetah, like, on a little rock, like, just perched up, looking all just regal,
majestic,
dude. Beautiful big cat. And it's like, you know, you see a lion, like, in a cartoon or like a drawing of it. They're dope. They look like the shit. But then you see a real one in nature, and it's all mangy looking, and it's just half of its hair is missing, and it's like, it's really not that pretty.
Yeah.
But you see a cheetah in the wild, dude. Those things are sexy, dude. They're just a beautiful cat. The spots, I mean, their hair is just beautiful. Looks like they use, like, good product. Like, they bathe. You know what I mean? They're just beautiful. They're the most beautiful cats. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with them. But then I started to, like, learn about how they function and shit like that. Like, to watch a cheetah hunt something down, dude, like, they know for a fact they're not the strongest ones out there, but they don't give a fuck. Like, they don't care. They're like half the size of a tiger, a quarter of the size of a lion, but they will still fuck up the same shit that a lion and a tiger will fuck up and eat, but they'll just do it together. They'll do it, like, with 3 cheetahs. And they're so fast. That's the other thing.
You're not outrunning them.
You're not outrunning them. There's nothing on this earth that can outrun a cheetah. That's what I fucking love. Like, when I talked about how anything that's the best at what it does, and you can't argue that, it just blows my mind. They're the fastest land animal. That's incredible to me, dude. They can run as fast as we drive on the highways.
Can you imagine that? You're running away from a cheetah. You miraculously get in your car, and there is a cheetah keeping pace with you on the E-way.
Think about that. Think about driving on the highway in the fast lane and looking to the left, and a cheetah running with you, keeping up with you. That's insane. And their stamina, they can do that for a long time. I run for 30 seconds and I'm winded. They can run for fucking 10 minutes to chase something down if they need to, and they'll toy with shit. So remember when, I think it was Ali and Frazier, remember when he was getting his ass beat?
Fuck yeah.
And he was tucked up like this and just protecting himself, and we were like, oh shit, Ali's about to lose. But he was letting Frazier exhaust all of his energy. And then all of a sudden he started swinging. And it took like 3 hits, and he knocked him out. And that's what cheetahs will do. They'll run for so long. A gazelle, they can catch a gazelle in 3 seconds if they want to. But they'll let that gazelle, because they're twice the size, they'll let that gazelle get tired. And then they will catch up to it, and they smack its back leg and trip it. They don't jump on top of it and attack it. They trip it once it gets tired, to where once it falls down, it doesn't have enough gas to get back up and start running. So they'll just run this bitch, change directions. Their tails are almost as long as their body, and their tail is almost like a rudder in a boat, where it like changes direction. So when they need to switch real quick, it like, dude, watching the tail of a cheetah when it's chasing some shit down is just, it's so interesting.
And then like they stop on a dime too and turn.
Like Dion.
Yeah, man.
Like Dion.
They got low center of gravity, so like they can just cut corners, turn, and that's what's insane, right? Like that's what's really crazy is how flexible they really are. And I was as a kid, I fantasized about cheetahs, as I was talking about, and I really thought that way. Do you think there's ever going to be a moment in your life where you're so successful, you're like, I'm going to go buy a cheetah?
I'd love to. I'd love to. Cardi B, Bodak Yellow, the music video. She's got a cheetah in there. I hated Cardi B until she put that video out, and I was like, that's dope, dude. She could have picked any big cat. Everybody's lion, tiger, the king of the jungle type shit. I'm gonna have a lion in my video. Fuck that. She had a cheetah, and I was like, that's awesome.
Would you ever let it live with you? Would you ever let it be your Milo?
I would love to. I would love for it to eat Milo. I will kidnap Milo and feed it to my cheetah.
Dude, who doesn't eat meat? Let's just talk about that. Let's just talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't eat fish. Yeah. You don't eat chicken. I get it.
I don't.
You don't eat Wagyu? You ever had Wagyu beef? Yes. A Wagyu steak piece? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Steak piece.
So good, dude. A little morsel of Wagyu.
It's so good.
Yeah, dude. I don't fucking care if it might kill me years down the road. It's worth it now.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably do it. I just wouldn't enjoy. I can't eat nuts and vegetables and fruits, dude. Are you kidding me? Like that for dinner?
Yeah.
For dinner, dude? Like, you get used to it. I'm sure that, whatever, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but there's got to be... I feel like the ones that are truly, like, true vegan, like, there's something wrong with those people. Like, they have issues, diagnosable issues. You know what I mean? Like, there's something going on if you're fucking truly a vegan or a vegetarian. And I have a lot of friends that are that way, but they're just weird friends.
And they're cheating, dude. They're maybe I'll just have a little bit of cheese tonight.
100%.
Maybe,
not telling anybody.
Maybe I'll put a little bit of cheese fries tonight. Nothing serious. They're just... And that's the thing, right? Is like, I couldn't be that honest. I couldn't stop eating cheese.
You kidding me?
I couldn't stop... Like fake cheese, you know what I mean? Soy cheese, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cashew cheese. Sounds delicious.
Yeah, dude. What are they going to start doing? Eating bugs? What do you want me to do? Eat dirt?
Pretty much.
You want me to just take a spoon and go out in my backyard? Sod. What am I? I know I'm as fat as I'm as fat as a cow, but I don't want to eat like one.
This is some great bluegrass.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds terrible.
There was a lot of contention in the bodylifting community.
Sorry.
There was a lot of contention in the bodylifting community about vegan diets, and there's like vegan weightlifters who say you can get big on a vegan diet. And it takes so much effort, and you have to eat so much vegan products that it just doesn't. It's not a good diet
sucks, dude.
method.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
And it's expensive.
That's like if someone was like this to me, they're like, I'm on an all carnivore diet. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
True.
You know what I mean? It goes the same way.
Yep.
If they're like, all I do is eat meat.
You know what else that's like? That's like saying there's more than one way to get to Cleveland.
That,
you know what I mean?
Well, like, there is,
but why the fuck would you do it?
Yeah,
I'm taking the turnpike.
Yeah,
I'm taking the
80,
I'm going to get there the quickest way possible. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can eat 7 pounds of broccoli to get enough protein and gain mass, but why would you do that when you can just eat a 6-ounce steak? Stupid.
Would you run there?
Stupid. I'd cycle there.
I used to bicycle.
Really?
Yeah, I was like 14.
Like BMX type shit?
Nah, dude, I was just bicycling, dude. I was just roaming the streets of Toledo riding my bicycle, dude.
What kind of bike? Like a mountain bike?
A gray goose or a goose or mongoose. Mongoose.
Is that a Freudian slip? Is that what you're thinking about right now, Cam?
It was because the mongoose was gray.
Okay, I got you.
It was a gray and red mongoose. Yeah, I used to just ride there. I used to bicycle, and I remember it gave me such pleasure when I was 14.
Yeah, I went through that phase too.
Yeah, dude. We would just take the bikes around, dude, and we would just ride everywhere.
It was fun.
But we never went to Cleveland. We went everywhere but Cleveland.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You know,
you didn't make it.
No, dude. No, dude. And that's the real thing, man. Is a sense of adventure I've gotten from recovery, dude. I gotta tell you about this. So I went to Detroit recently. You know, I went there to go ice skating. In the middle of downtown, they had this ice skating arena, like smack dab downtown.
I know what you're talking about.
And I went there, and I was with my girlfriend, and we were going to go ice skating, but they sold all the tickets due to COVID.
Is this the same girl from The Crown?
No.
Okay.
No.
She's long gone?
I don't know. I hope you're doing good out there.
Yeah, right. Shout out Myers.
And so we go there. The tickets were sold out. You know what we did? We rode scooters, bro. We rode electric scooters.
Was it fun?
For 2 hours.
Was it fun?
Oh, dude, it was crazy. Like right downtown where the ice skating rink was, there was a lot of cops, a lot of people. But there's a whole downtown that's still open because it's Saturday night, but nobody's there. It's like a ghost town.
Right.
So I'm just riding through malls on an electric scooter going 35 miles per hour. You know, I'm driving up in front of the Detroit baseball field, you know, taking pictures. I'm at that Fox building.
Flexing on it.
No one's bothering me. I'm going on sidewalks, hitting ollies. You know what I mean? I felt like a man in my prime.
God, it's amazing.
And I never got that on a bicycle.
Well, yeah, you got to work for that shit. You know what I mean? You got to move your legs and stuff. On an electric scooter, you just go, dude, and you can think about just what you're enjoying. That's awesome. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. I can see how that would be really fun. Dude, sorry, I just had a really weird thought.
What is it?
I went to Cleveland recently because we were looking at another facility out there that was failing because of COVID, and we want to acquire it. But there was so we stayed in. I remember when I went to Cleveland and stayed downtown one time. I went when it was the Lakers Cavs game. This was like in 2008. You know, and Cleveland, my memories of Cleveland and downtown specifically were like, damn, this is nice as shit. I'd never really been there before. And the hotel that, like, we went and looked at, we didn't stay there. We didn't have the money to do it. But the hotel where the Lakers were staying was like the hotel in Cleveland. It was like there was armed guards outside. It was like security. They rented out the whole thing. It was like the classic hotel in Cleveland. I forget what it was called. But I went there this time, and I contacted, corporate. I was like, we're going on this date, book a hotel for us. So they sent us the reservations, and when I pulled up, it was that hotel. It was the hotel that I was like, holy shit, the Lakers, this has to be the nicest one. And then I went out there for work, and we were staying in this hotel. However, COVID, city shut down, and it was like you said, a ghost town. This hotel that was like, used to be the shit, and it literally had memories of just being so incredible. We pulled up, and it was dark. It was like dirty. This part of Cleveland was so filthy, dude. There was just homeless people all over. I mean, just like laying on the streets in front of this hotel. And there was a technically a man dressed as a woman on one of these scooters, that didn't pay to have it go by itself, but they were going, dude. They were kicking that bitch, and they were scooting around. And I mean, I'm talking about shoulders built like a linebacker, dude. Just jacked thighs that were just, you could see the quads and the hammies, veins, leggings. Okay, so leggings and a crop top and a wig, but just a jacked dude in it.
Did you stop him?
No, but she wanted to stop me, and you could tell that was what she was doing. She was working, and so she goes around and she goes away, and I was with somebody else from work, and we were just like, dude, that's incredible. That's pretty wild. And she had its bulge was tucked between its leg.
Whoa.
You remember Ace Ventura, Pet Detective? Have you ever seen that movie? No. Yeah. In the end, when they find out that the detective, I forget the name of the lady, but she was actually a man. It was the football kicker that went crazy and she became a man. And they turn her around and you can see the bulge in the back by her butt. No. That's what this young lady had. She was scootering away, and every time her leg kicked out to make the scooter go, there was a softball package in between her butt cheeks, dude. And I was like, oh my God.
I seen the biggest testicles of my life one time.
Where?
At work.
What?
Dude, I'm talking about, I was dropping this guy, and he was like fumbling around, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm like, why is he fumbling around when I'm dropping him? So I go to stop him, and I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And he turns and I see it, and he goes, I'm trying to find my dick. And I look at it, and his testicle was as large as your fucking noggin, dude.
Oh, no.
His ball he had a jock strap to hold that thing up. He had two, matter of fact, dude. And I completely understood when he said, I'm trying to find my dick, because I could not see no dick, lost. Dude. It was lost in the sauce, dude. It was engulfed, dude. And that changed my perspective and view on the world forever. Forever, dude. I could not imagine a testicle being that large my whole entire life. Everything they taught me in high school was a fucking crony lie, dude. It was a fucking lie. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, you had to go through that.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, how could you go on? And this is the thing, the guy used to tell me he shit his pants. Mm-hmm. And I never got it when he first told me he did it, but once I seen that thing, how are you going to sit down?
Yeah.
You gotta squat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, it's gotta be tough.
Yeah, man.
It's gotta be really tough, man. Can you imagine being having intercourse with somebody with testicles that are as big as my head? It scarred you. Think about that. What that would do to a woman that's trying to get intimate.
That's why listen, dude. Only guys who say they got, guys who say they got big schlongs, they really got the small ones, right? We all know that from locker talk. We all know who's packing and who's not. It's not the guy talking about it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with what God gave me, because if I had to carry around something like that,
yeah, perspective.
Why would I work?
Yeah, exactly.
You
can make money off that.
I can make lots of money off of that.
Can you imagine your OnlyFans?
The eighth wonder of the world.
Fuck yeah. I'd pay money just to see it. Not that it would do anything for me, but just to be able to be like, damn, dude, good.
I would
kudos.
Buy your OnlyFans.
Mine?
Hands down.
If I had nuts like that?
Or just really? No, I would just buy it.
Really?
It wouldn't bother me. $5 is $5, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
And $5 adds up fast.
Yeah, it really does. If you're getting them in like that.
I think people are like, I think this is the great age and time to, especially, so we talked about social media before the podcast started, but I think this is one of the greatest times to be able to push a brand forward, and there's no reason why you can't make money. Like, you don't need skills. Like, have you watched the 6ix9ine documentary on Hulu? I don't like the guy.
No, I haven't seen it.
I don't like him. I don't listen to his music. Don't care for him. But he was priceless, man. Like, he literally said, like, I'm going to tattoo 6ix9ine on my face, and I'm going to do the most egregious shit on social media, and I'm going to make it big. And that's exactly what he did. He went down as the biggest troll in hip-hop history, and he made he went to federal prison for being a snitch. And in the hip-hop culture, we all know that's not cool, right? And he got out, and had #1 records after doing federal prison time for being a snitch.
Redemption.
Redemption. So, like, you can really make some money out here with the brand. And I think that's great. I think there's kids out there who are millionaires who made slime. Yeah. They started drop shipping slime.
Yep.
You know?
Crazy ideas. Got to give it a shot.
Myers.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think when we talk about stuff like that, that's what people are scared to do. They're scared to put themselves out there. They're scared to represent something they trust. Like when we talk about this podcast, man, I had to learn how to brand. Mm-hmm. I had to learn how to fuck with Photoshop.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to... Dude, I'm slow on Instagram. Mm-hmm. All right? Mm-hmm. I've been a Facebook and Twitter guy my whole life. Didn't like Instagram. Now I have to meander around Instagram and figure out what gets likes, what doesn't. I have to figure out hashtags.
Science to it.
Yeah, man, it really is.
It really is. It's crazy. It's just like anything else. It's a platform to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Social media. Social media is literally how, if it weren't for social media, when we held those signs, nobody would have seen it.
What social media were you guys working with when you first started?
Facebook. We had a Facebook page with 7 followers. 7. Like the number 7.
It's as many vertebrae as the giraffe has.
Giraffe, correct. And humans. You're right. We had 7 followers, dude. Made a post, and woke up the next day, and that was it, dude. Like, that's all it takes sometimes. You know, you do something that the right person or the right audience or the right whatever platform gets a hold of, and it's game over. But you got to take that shot.
What was that feeling when you woke up the next day? Like and seen that? So,
again, you got to consider where I was at in my life. I was like 35 days clean. Completely overwhelmed is how I felt. It's like, oh, fuck, man. Made a mistake. Made a mistake. Literally, there's all kinds of people talking shit. I want everybody's approval. I want people to like me. And I can't handle all these messages because I got to go to IOP. That's pretty much what it was, dude. Like, honestly, I was completely overwhelmed, and I was afraid to either fuck it up or to be judged big time. And honestly, dude, now, even though it's turned out to be a good thing, here's another fucking thing that really sucks about like, I guess it doesn't really suck. It's whatever we make of it. But people in recovery, if you fuck up, it's because you're a junkie, right? You go back out there, you steal, whatever, you hurt your family again, you cheat on somebody. It's because you're a junkie, dude. You're a piece of shit, and you'll always be that way. You get sober and you stay sober and become successful, and your bank account goes up, and you make some money, and you buy some nice clothes, and buy a nice car, and buy a nice house. It's also because you're a junkie, and there's no way you got that, honestly. You had to have manipulated and stole from somebody to get what you got. That's just how people view us. A lot of people, I should say. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to just go back to failure because they said you're going to do it? Or are you going to deal with the criticism that's going to come your way when you get better? You're going to get better and you're going to get your life back, but there's still going to be people out there that are going to try to shit all over you. And some people are really close to you. That's what sucks. It's like family, dog. Like, what? How can you say, what do you mean? Why aren't you rooting for me? That hurts.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. It's recovery is a fucking just such a wild thing.
It's a paradox almost.
It really is, dude. It's good and it's bad. It's hard and it's easy and it's simple and it's complex. But it's a beautiful thing to be able to get through those things, to say, what did I do to stop using drugs? Whatever that formula was, step work, whatever, and apply that same shit to getting through life now. Any problem that comes my way, dude, I apply the steps to it. Legit. Apply step work to it.
What you said is so right, man, because I can remember, so I worked for a treatment facility before I worked for Midwest, and I'll never forget, I was sitting on Thanksgiving, and I had just gotten the job probably 6 months before that. And, you know, I was talking to my family, and I remember telling them what I did, and they just, not my immediate family, but they just waved me off. They're like, oh, you work at a treatment center? That's cool. You know what I mean? And I'm just like,
yeah.
Can't you just be fucking happy for me?
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? like you know, I'm still a junkie because I work at a treatment center. Like, like it was still like some junk ball shit or something.
Of course.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you work at Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, dude, let me live a little bit.
Yeah, this is good for me.
Yeah, let me have something.
Yeah, I'm making a life. God, let me have something.
That's so mind blowing to me. Like, because I see the stigma too. Is like, you know, I see people who are still stigmatized. Like I don't wear it on my sleeve. I don't tell people at Kroger's or Myers or whatever that I'm a drug addict because I don't need to. Right. But if I was in some positions in life and then told them I was a drug addict, they would look at me completely differently.
100%.
You know what I mean? And that's the sad part, that it's 2021 and that people still are using substance use as this like closet thing.
Mm-hmm. It'll never change, though.
You don't think so?
No, dude, it'll always be there.
I don't think substance use is going away either.
Oh, no, like substance use, that shit, dude, we can take all drugs and alcohol away, people will still spin around and try to get dizzy. Like, people always want to try to alter their mood and their mind to escape whatever is naturally there when you wake up in the morning. People always want to escape. That'll always happen. But the stigma will also always be there. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, change the stigma. Let's change the stigma. Like, dude, it's like saying the war on drugs. You know, like, it's never going to go away. Yeah, we can make a little bit of a dent in it and change it a little bit and try to educate people. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing that we can do is understand that not everybody's going to understand.
What's crazy about this generation coming up, and partly my generation too, is that social media. Like, okay, if I take the entertainment I was consuming back when I was growing up, it wasn't ever cool to do drugs. Right.
Okay.
It was maybe weed smoking was romanticized or drinking.
Right.
But like in any media that I was consuming, it was always like sell drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was always sell drugs. And now you listen to the media today, and they're just talking willy nilly about using drugs. And I'm just like, holy shit, dude! Like, these kids really think using drugs is cool.
Absolutely.
Like 100%. You know, and it blows my mind because, like, yo, dude, it's not cool being homeless. It's not cool. It's not cool living in a tent.
No, dude.
You know?
It's really not. It's really not. And you're 100% right, dude. It is romanticized. It's not only legal, it's becoming legal. Like, so many drugs in different countries now, and even in some states, are becoming legal. It's not just legal, it is like promoted, it's celebrated. Like, the people that we look up to that have the largest platforms of being on radios and being on TVs and commercials and shit like that, TV ads, magazines, they're sitting there with a substance in their hand. It's fucked up, dude. Like, that's what our kids look up to.
Yeah, man.
Like, they don't even realize. Our kids truly think that the way you go have fun now is to be under the influence of something.
Well, I talked about this on other podcasts, but it's crazy because, especially for men, I don't know about you, but growing up I felt purposeless. I feel like I didn't have a purpose in life, that connection we talked about. And throughout thousands of years, there's always been rituals for men, right? That hey, you're going to go out in the woods and be a man. You're going to do this to be a man. They're going to, you know, whatever the case was. Well, for us, for people like me and you, what was our rituals as men? Get drunk, go to a party, win a football game, win a baseball game, you know, get good grades, smoke a blunt, you know, have sex. That was our, you know, stepping into manhood.
Absolutely.
You know, and of course we felt miserable and purposeless because of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when you don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I can't go catch a football anymore, dude.
You could.
Well, I could catch a football, but you know what I'm saying? I don't get to compete like I did in high school. I don't get to do this. This is your purpose. This is how you connect. And all of a sudden that's gone when you go to college or go into your 20s. Like, now what? What is my purpose now? For real. I'm not knocking off girls at every party on the weekends anymore. I'm not... All that shit that you talked about, you know, like, it's gone. It goes away. It's a phase. Eggs in one basket.
And then we just stay in the phase, right?
Eggs in one basket. Yeah, it becomes like... It either stays in that phase to a point where it's not healthy anymore, and it's really, really sick, dude. Like, it's not fun. Starts off fun. That's why we did it at first. You know, I did everything I did. All those drugs, every single one of them I did because it was fun.
So what's fun for you nowadays? Because I know a little bit about you, and something that I'm jealous of. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm jealous right now when I think about this, that you do yoga, because I'm being serious, bro. Yoga is such an amazing thing, and I'm so terrified of it.
Yeah.
I just am. I don't want to fart in front of people. I don't want to tense my... Like, I just can't do... I feel uncomfortable.
Feel it.
You know what I mean? Like, I could do it, but my fears are just like, dude, you're going to suck at that.
Yeah, I get it. But you started a podcast. You were afraid of that, too.
Yeah.
Come to yoga. Will you just come to yoga with me?
I will.
So I do... So the place I go to, it's a yoga studio. Shout out Hot Room, Toledo. They do way more than yoga. What I really like to do there is their Pilates. And it's not like a traditional, like, 90s with an afro Pilates that you're thinking of. It's... You're in a room. You're on your mat. You don't leave the space of your mat. And it's like 105 degrees, 80% humidity, so you're already sweating. You're just like getting bad shit out of you. And music is bumping, like whatever you listen to and like gets you in that mode, like that's what's on. The bass is just hitting, and there's a instructor up front that you start with certain exercises, and it could be jumping jacks, and then it's like down into push-ups, and then it's squats, and then it's lunges, and then it's burpees, and then you take weights in there, and it's for an hour straight of it's interval training. It's high intensity interval training, and it's amazing, dude. And then to like I guess kind of supplement that, like you're going to grow, and then you burn fat like crazy, and you gain lean muscle. But to do the yoga a couple times a week, it's just stretching and just strengthening not the muscles but the ligaments and the tendons, and it's just overall, dude, my health, mental health, like to be able to stay in that room and not leave that room is just like it's an analogy for staying in and not just running out when shit gets tough. Mentally, it's mentally, not just physically rewarding. It's like, I did this shit when like everybody else that I've ever taken there won't come back.
Really?
It's so hard.
I've been doing LBs.
LBs is cool as hell.
Yeah, LBs is cool as hell. This is my problem, dude. I've always lifted weights throughout my whole life. I've always been, I was 16, 220. Mm-hmm. That's just where I've been at, and you know, I've gotten bigger over the years. You know, I put down the spoon and picked up the fork, dude. And you know, I go to LBs.
Shout out Myers.
But I will definitely go to Hot Room Yoga with you.
Try it.
It's just intimidating, man. You know what I mean? Like, I remember...
It is.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just intimidating, something new I have never done. And so that's why it's intimidating. But that high interval training, man, that's what I love, man. I love when I get my heart rate up real high. And and dude, if that's what Hot Room Yoga is, I'm fucking down. Have you ever seen DDP Yoga?
No.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Wow.
You remember the wrestler Diamond Dallas Page?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was unable to walk. He couldn't even walk. He found yoga, started doing yoga, and now he runs his own little yoga thing. That's
amazing, dude. That's kind of similar to the owner of the studio, Tim. Amazing guy. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. Incredibly smart and runs that place really well. His story is truly just amazing. Again, it's a redemption story. He was, I want to say, 400-something pounds at one point, and started doing hot yoga. Not the Pilates, hot yoga. And literally, I mean, the guy's in great shape today. You would never, ever, ever know that he was 400-something pounds. Changed his mental, it changed his physical, and like his life is now dedicated to it, and he helps other people get through it. I couldn't. I had a really bad knee when I started going there. That's why I didn't work out. I was like 50 pounds heavier than what I am right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You never looked like it. I mean,
I did. Dude. I could show you some pictures.
No, bro, you never did. I've seen you throughout the years, dude.
I'll pull up the pictures.
No, you don't have to do that, dude.
Okay. It was bad. It got bad. I had my knee surgery and didn't work out, dude. I couldn't. My knee was really, really bad. It was hard for me to get out of bed, to get out of the car. Like, my knee was really bad. And they put it back together. It just wasn't. It was weak, and it wasn't the same. You know, it just wasn't the same. And I started going there, and it literally changed I tried everything else. Tried gyms, tried running, tried everything, LBs, stuff like that.
What kind of surgery did they do on the knee?
ACL, MCL, PCL, LCL, meniscus, cartilage. I blew my knee out.
They did all of that.
All of it. I have a dead person's hamstring in my leg right now. I have a cadaver ligament in my leg.
Now, supposedly the cadavers are better than don't they use like a cow ligament or like a pig ligament or something?
I don't know about that. I know that they gave me two options. It was either use somebody else's ligament, or we can take a piece of your own hamstring and put that back in. And I think it just all depends on like where you're at. If you're really young, 18, 19, college athlete type shit, it's better to take your own shit out and put it in there. But if you're like 30 years old and you don't need to like truly perform at like crazy high levels anymore, they're not going to rip your hamstring apart to save your knee. You know what I mean? They'll just put somebody else's shit in there. So,
what was the recovery like for that, dude? I mean, like, dude, because I've broken pretty much every bone on the left side of my body. Mm-hmm. I had like 50 staples in my head, a fractured my arm, and had a compound fracture. I watched my bone pop out of my arm. So what was the recovery like on that knee? Because you said MCL, ACL, PCL, all of it. So I mean, you blown it out. Like what? Yeah, like what was that? What was that rehab like, dude?
It sucked. I did it. I was like 9 months sober when I hurt my knee. So and then it stayed in a straight brace for 3 months. So my left leg just kind of shrunk up because it didn't have any exercise, and I couldn't bend it. I didn't do anything. It stayed straight for 90 days. So then when they performed surgery and put it back together, it was half the size of my right leg. It atrophied and just became tiny. So the recovery sucked. I woke up from surgery and I went into the surgery saying I don't want any pills at all. Like I'm going to do this without any sort of narcotics because I know what happens when you give me that shit. And got put under. Everything was fine. Woke up from the surgery and worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Screaming, dude. I was like, give me something. You have to bring something to me now. Can't do this. Fuck all that shit I said about staying sober. Give me something to control this. It was excruciating. And and granted, dude, I was in pain, but I was now a year clean, and I don't think my brain was done healing yet, though. My brain wasn't all the way done healing from everything I did for that decade. When they gave me that fentanyl, morphine, I don't remember what it was, Dilaudid, immediately, dude, like, I was like, how can I get another one? Like, it took care of the pain, but I also got high. And I was like, this nurse, I am about to milk her dry. I'm going to find her purse. I'm going to upload her wallet. I am going to figure out where she stays. I will steal her car keys. I will fucking take her kids' piggy bank money. And I am going to get every single shot of morphine that I possibly can before I have to go make that happen. And thank God I had the wherewithal to call Josh. I called Josh right away as soon as I felt that high. I said, I'm scared as fuck. I feel really good right now. They just gave me the shit. I didn't plan on it. Please come up here. And Josh was there in like 10 minutes with a big book and a vape because I couldn't smoke in the hospital, obviously. But we talked, and he's like, don't give this guy any more. He said that. He said, don't give this guy any more. He's having an allergic reaction. He can't have it.
See, if I wouldn't go home with the script of narcotics because I don't trust myself that much, right? Like I literally, like if they were like, here's 40 Percocets, I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. But if I'm ever like in like a horrible car accident or need a surgery, I'll be like, yep, that's it. Right. There's it, and I'm done. You know what I mean? Get through the pain real quick and done. Because that's what I was doing, man. I was, for me, I had like, I could go and pretty much get anything I wanted due to my medical history, right? Due to I'll never forget the worst pain I ever felt in my life, dude. I was 8 years old, and we were playing this stupid game where we were on a porch, and we were hiding from the cars that were coming down the street on the porch. Well, I got this crazy idea, like, I'm going to be a fucking secret agent, and I'm going to jump off the porch, right? I'm going to jump off this. I'm like 7 years old. I jump off the porch. My arm hits the guardrail. Now, adrenaline was pumping. I get up after I fall down. I hit a fence rail, and I get up, and I remember feeling a pain, and I looked down and tried to move my fingers, and my fingers weren't moving, and I had a long sleeve on, and I remember pulling it up and just seeing this white, yellow bone, and I instantly came out in tears. My arm is broken.
That scared the shit out of you.
And I remember I was hanging out with my boy Myron, and Myron was like, man, your arm ain't broken, bro. And I was like, I showed him, and he started screaming, Ma, his arm broken.
Oh, my God.
And then his mom came out. His mom was like, boy, your arm ain't broken. And I was like, my arm broken. And she said, oh, shit, your arm broken.
That's a movie, dude. That's a movie moment.
Yeah, dude. So then I got all healed up. Dude, I think that was probably my first time I ever got a narcotic in my life, matter of fact. And they patched me up. 6 months go by. I'm just sitting there. I'm a little kid. I don't know what's going on. My mom's sitting there with me. Some big Russian Vladimir Putin dude walks in. Had to be 6'4". This is my mom telling the story too, because I remember some of it, but not all of it. She said he had to be at least 6'4". Big guy. He just goes, "Put your arm right here, buddy." And I set it down on this pad, and he goes, "I'm going to count to 3." And I said, "Okay." And he said, 1, 2, 3, and re-broke my arm because it was healing wrong. that was absolutely the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life.
This was after you got all patched up?
Yeah.
Like what, months later?
Months later. It was healing the wrong way, so they had to re-break it, dude. That was the worst pain I ever felt in my life. And I had brain surgery. You know what I mean? Like, I had 50 staples in my head.
For something like that. That's wild.
Yeah, my mom was pissed because she didn't even know that what they were doing. The nurse practitioner was just like, all right, he's going to come in and he's going to do something and you'll be in and out. You know, re-broke my arm.
It just sounds wrong.
Dude, it hurt. I'll never forget that pain I felt, because that's how I know rehabs are bad, dude, because you blow your fucking knee out, man. I mean, it's a hell of a thing to go through,
yeah,
dude.
It was terrible. It was terrible. But I got through it, and ibuprofen and Tylenol are a hell of a cocktail, you know, if you're in the right mind place. I had another surgery on my shoulder like 2 years later and did everything the opposite. I said, give me the drugs as soon as I wake up, so that when I wake up, I'm not going crazy. And I woke up and I was fine. You know, when I woke up, they already had stuff in my system. They gave me another shot when it started to wear off, and my mind didn't go to the place of how do I get more. And I don't know if that was because I went into it prepared, knowing what was going to happen, or if it was because now I'm 3 years sober, and maybe my brain has already healed, and it's not dope fiend thinking anymore. You know what I mean? Like my brain has actually gotten to a place where when introduced with those chemicals again, it actually addressed the pain and it didn't go back to euphoria. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. All I know is the second surgery was very, very simple for me.
There's something to be said about the nervous system reacting to pain differently when you're using opiates. Mm-hmm. So obviously when you feel pain while you're on opiates, the pain, like withdrawal, 10 times worse than what it really is.
Yeah.
It's just in a mind state that you're in. It just feels like it hurts that much worse.
Yep.
Because I have chronic pain. I really do. Mm-hmm. And me taking ibuprofen and Tylenol helped with my chronic pain, like I couldn't believe. And that was my excuse to use drugs for a long time, right? Sure. Like, my body hurts.
Of course.
And then years down the road, like, my body doesn't hurt. I was just so desensitized to pain that pain really fucking hurt me.
Absolutely.
when I felt pain.
Yep.
You know, something I want to talk about, I'm not sure if you want to talk about it, but I want to talk about what's up with IV drip, bro. This is this is such a cool thing to have in our community. I was actually driving home last night and I went by on Talmadge and seen it. Yeah. And I love the building.
Yeah. IV drip is again, like I like to diversify and have things in different places, and the backup plan for whatever. But I like to also do things that I believe in and that I'm passionate about, because I think that there's something very special about firsthand experience, that if you truly believe in your product, it's easier to go out there and get other people to believe in your product. You know what I mean? Like that's just it's just like anything else. So I went to Columbus. My future sister-in-law was pregnant. She had a baby. We went down to see the baby, and she was like, I haven't had a drink in 9 months. I would love to go have a glass of wine. Can you take me and Monica out, and you'll be the designated driver? And I said, of course. You know, I'm a really good fucking DD, dude.
For sure.
I'm like the best DD there is. And so I took them out, and, you know, a glass of wine turned into like 3 bottles, and they were wasted. So we get home, they wake up the next morning, and they don't drink a lot. So, like, they were fucked up, dude. They were truly hungover bad. And, like, small talking about, God, it'd be so nice to have one of those hangover places that they have in Vegas and Miami and stuff like that. And I was just like, let me just look and see if there's one around here. Who knows? So we were in Columbus, and sure as shit, there was one there. It was the Sunday after Ohio State-Michigan game. And we went to this place, and there was kids lined up out the door to this hydration bar like it was a methadone clinic. It was insane. They were lined up, ready to go. And I was like, holy shit, my business mind was like, dude, that's dope. Like, they're cranking. This has got to be a good thing. And it's got to be legit, because they're coming to pay money for it. There's no insurance here. So then we go in. I see these kids, green, throwing up like zombies. They get hooked up, and within 10 minutes, they look like humans again. So I was just, then I started, it wasn't just business. I was like, this shit's actually like working and helping people. So then I see Monica and her sister getting better too, and they're smiling again. They're having fun. They're like, holy shit, like, this is like 10 times better than a greasy cheeseburger and a 10-hour nap. You know what I mean? Like, this is immediate rejuvenation of life. With no narcotics. It was all vitamin therapy. So then, on top of that, the lady was like, do you want one? And I was like, no, I'm not hungover. I don't need one of those. And she's like, no, it's not just for that. She's like, tell me anything that's going wrong with you right now. Anything. And I was like, well, I've had a sinus infection for a month. I've gone through a Z-Pack and 2 rounds of antibiotics. I can't kick this sinus infection. So she was like, I'm going to hook you up to the the high dose vitamin C bag. She hooked me up to this high dose vitamin C, and it was called the immunity bag. And I took it and whatever, went home, went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning and I felt perfect. I felt perfect after antibiotics and multiple rounds, Z-Paks, like the strongest antibiotics you can take. Nothing did it. But the next day, I shit you not, I woke up and I felt perfect. And that day, I did not feel good. So it's not like, if it was just a natural progression of getting better, it would have been a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit. Dude, I woke up the next day and felt cured. And I was like, yo, this is what and that's when I really started to like look into it. And with Midwest, I have access to doctors. I have access to, knowing about pharmacy regulations and knowing about this and having, different pharmacies where you can order from and compounding pharmacies. And it's like, dude, if I can open a treatment center, I can open up an IV bar. So then I was just like, dude, Toledo doesn't have this. At that point, it was just price point. Like, can we get this and make this affordable enough for Toledo? Because I really do love this city, dude. I'm born here, raised here, and I care about this place. It's like, dude, this is just dope. Like, Toledo needs something like this. But Toledo is not Miami. It's not Chicago. It's not Vegas. We need to be able to afford it. I want to give something else to Toledo to make them feel good. Like, because the city's coming back, dude. I don't care what people say. Like, Toledo,
neither do I.
Toledo's coming back. There's a lot of really good things happening in this city. And I wanted to offer something to like be like, dude, we're a big city too. We're a big little town. Like we got big city shit here now.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was. That's really why Drip happened. And it was like, dude, I don't care, honestly, as long as we don't lose money on Drip. If we break even every month, that's fine. As long as people are like vibing off this shit and feeling better about themselves, truly. Like, and then it was about like, how do we get this into the treatment center? Like, how can we incorporate the two to where people feel different? Like, I want to build a treatment center that I wish I could have had. And I think that one of the things that has kept me here, when you invest into something yourself, you have a tendency to take care of it a little bit more. You know what I mean? When your first, think about your first car that was given to you when you were a kid compared to the first car that you had to buy. You know what I mean? Like, you take care of that shit a little bit more when your own time and money is put into it. You start to feel good about yourself in recovery, and you start to get things for yourself, and you take care of yourself. You start working out, you start eating a little bit different, you buy yourself clothes, you get that jewelry, whatever it is. You did that. It took effort, and you're investing into yourself. And everybody's self-care looks a little bit different.
Sure.
But if we can start to do things in treatment that no other treatment centers are doing, to really show, to get people invested in themselves, again, like, go find stuff that makes you feel better. Okay, sounds good. How do I do that? Let's show them. Let's show them different avenues of self-care. Like, let's show you what dude, we did it last weekend, actually. Took some, because we had some vitamins that were going to expire at Drip. We're like, we have to use these. Let's just give it to a handful of clients at Midwest. We took them out there, and if you could have seen how much fun they had and how dope and pampered they felt, like, to feel touched and taken care of appropriately, maybe for the first time since they were a little kid, you know what I mean, like breastfeeding or something, like maybe they've never been touched the right way, but to feel pampered like on a Miami and Vegas type scale here in Toledo while they're in treatment, they were like, this is the coolest shit ever, and it's vitamins, it's good for you. So it's like, it's good physically, it's good mentally, it's good emotionally, it's good spiritually, you feel good. And when you start doing that with yourself in any way, whether that's clothes or getting your nails done or go getting a fucking haircut. I remember how important a haircut was to me early on. I felt good, man. I wasn't getting haircuts when I was shooting dope.
No.
You know what I mean? So, like, to do these little things, and we got to give that to our clients. And that was, like, the last prong of why I wanted to do Drip, was eventually figure out a way where they can get that at no cost to them. To really feel good, man. I know that that's been huge in my life. Like, self-care is really important for me. It really is. And sometimes that's going to yoga. Sometimes that's buying a shirt. Sometimes that's going on a vacation. Sometimes it's getting a haircut. Sometimes it's buying a watch. Whatever it is, taking care of myself, I'm invested at that point. I've done a lot of work to get to the point where I'm at. I don't want to go stick a needle in my arm anymore. I put a lot of fucking effort into, like, getting where I'm at today. So, again, these things that worked for me and worked for our crew early on, creating community, having fun, doing things different than any other treatment center? How do we look at the whole person's health rather than just their emotional and mental health? Like, we got to look at the all-around health. That's why we have PT Link in the facility working on their physical pain that you talked about. Physical pain.
That's an amazing service that we provide. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's not even like seriously. Mm-hmm. Physical therapy. Let's really talk about that. Like, hey, you're using opiates because of pain. Mm-hmm. Here you go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Opening up those doors that were shut down. You know, like, here's the thing. I was amazed that when I went to my college dormitory of recovery, right? Mm-hmm. And then I walk into other college dormitories of recovery that I'm a part of, and I'm like, we are doing this thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it breeds fresh life. And then you talk about Toledo's on the up and up. Mm-hmm. It really is, man. When I was a kid growing up, downtown was dead.
It was a scary place to go.
It was a scary place. And you know what's even crazier? Like, when you talk about Cleveland and Detroit being ghost towns, right? Mm-hmm. You know what's not a ghost town during COVID? Toledo. Downtown Toledo. There's people everywhere in Toledo right now. The highways have traffic jams right now. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of sad to say, like people take necessary precautions. We get vaccines. We wear the PPE gear. But it's business as usual. I like truthfully, other than people who are really hit hard by staying home and maybe losing their jobs due to COVID, everyone's working right now. Everyone's trying to do something better in Toledo. And I feel it. I know it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I love that, dude. I really do love our city.
Yeah.
We've managed, I mean, there's people that have gotten just bent over backwards, just bad during COVID, no doubt. There's a lot of businesses struggling. However, Toledo, in you know, as a nutshell, I think that we're doing well through COVID. Dude, have you tried to like book a fucking reservation at a restaurant in Toledo? Like try to book a reservation at J. Alexander's for dinner on Saturday night in Toledo.
I tried to at Inky's.
You won't get in for 4 weeks right now.
Really?
You won't get in. Michigan shut down.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right?
People are coming down from Michigan to eat in Toledo. But, like, when the fuck did that? Toledo goes up to Michigan for dope shit. You know what I mean? Like, we go to their malls. We go to Detroit for a casino. Like, they got the dope shit in Michigan. Michigan's coming to Toledo now.
Well, that's the thing, man. We talk about economics, man. I really, I don't think we can, I don't think, it's not fair. Like, providers, businesses, we need to work together in order to provide the services and goods, right? Because it's not fair, man. Like, I don't think it's going to be good for the nation to shut down everything once again. You know what I mean? No restaurants. You know what I mean? No restaurants. You know, very limited grocery store hours. Mm-hmm. Like, you know,
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, man, and that's the truth, right? Like when we talk about that kind of stuff, like, I don't think normal families can survive with another lockdown. Mm-hmm. I don't think people who are working jobs as cashiers and as waiters and as waitresses and as line cooks, I don't think those people can survive another one of those times. I just don't think they can.
Right. And they won't, though. If it happens again, they really won't.
And well, that's the thing. Then all these small businesses will start shutting down, and that's just not fair. Like, yeah, this is like a major, you know, a boiling point issue, right? But like, we got to find a way to persevere. We got to pull the trigger on something. We got to figure a way out, man, because people have been persevering for years, and there's no slowing down this train. People
are getting creative. People are getting creative as fuck. 2020 was one of the best years of my life.
Me too.
An amazing year.
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the things that came out in 2020 where people are like, I need to eat. Gotta make a living. OnlyFans.
Yeah,
legit. I'm being serious. Like, me too. That is a genius idea. I'm angry at the fact that I didn't think about it, dude. That like, people are cranking on OnlyFans. I bought the house that I bought this year because OnlyFans caused a divorce in that person's life.
Well, that's the thing. We're talking about empowerment of women, right? And women empowerment. Yeah. Listen, these young women out here are buying $300,000 homes from their cell phones. Mm-hmm. Right? Let's be honest.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
Yep.
They just bought a house that I dreamed of.
Yes.
From their cell phone.
Yeah.
You know,
contacts.
From a passive income. They do it when they want to.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Their contacts. their contacts are their contracts.
The people in high school used to make fun of them.
Yeah. They're making bread.
They're making bread now. And that's the thing, man. Like 2020 for me, man, was a great year. It was a great year to learn and to grow. And it was a great year to like push the envelope on me. Mm-hmm. Like, where's my limits at? How much can I handle? Because for me, man, we talk about that recipe of recovery. For me, it's responsibility and accountability, right? Increasing my responsibility all across the board, being a better person, right? That's like, because the further away I get from the last drink and the last drug, and the more I progress as a person, the less I want to fucking even go back to that lifestyle.
100%.
You know, I always ask people I talk to about recovery when they tell me, like, oh, I want to go have a drink, I want to, smoke weed one day. I'm like, why? And their usual answer is, well, because I want to feel good. Mm-hmm. And I don't like how I feel right now. I want to get high. That's their answer. I just want to get high. And I'm like, well, that's kind of fucked up, right? You're in recovery. You're talking about getting high. Mm-hmm. So you should already know that's fucked up.
Right.
And so, like, for me, man, like, once I get further away from that stuff and I start working on myself and, like, I mean, dude, look what you did, dude. Like, you created a small empire for the city you love in 5 short years.
I don't view it like that, but I mean, I hear you, and I hear that a lot. And it's been fun, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm just getting started too, and it's because the people around me, accountability and responsibility. I have a great family. My fiance is amazing, but it's been a team effort, dude. I have some really good partners. You know what I mean? Like, I have some amazing people that I've learned from, mentors. And it's all, like, honestly, I'm just getting started. I feel like I've just begun. There's so much shit that is in my head that's going to be happening here soon. And you'll see more.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'm just getting started.
Congratulations on 5 years sober, by the way.
Thank you, dude. I've gotten high the whole time. Not on drugs and alcohol. I'm being serious. I get high every day. I get high as fuck, dude.
No, dude, life's an adventure, man.
I get high every single day off of doing shit. Whether it's yoga. Legit, dude. I remember going home the first time that I did yoga and I laid in bed and I thought I was high. I was like, what did they put in the water? This is not right. Like, I feel euphoric right now. Like, we can get high on our own supply, dude. We got to just find what that is. We can all get high. Fuck drugs, dude. We are drugs. You know?
Real quick, and I know you got to get out of here, so I'll make this quick. How was skydiving?
Terrible. It was the worst thing that I've ever done in my life.
Did you get high off of that?
No. That felt like almost an overdose. Too high. Literally and figuratively. That was literally the worst thing I've... No, I can't say that it was literally the worst thing I've ever done, but it was a terrible decision. It was a terrible decision, and if you're thinking about doing it, I condemn you to ever go in a plane and jump out of it.
What was it like, dude? So we talked about fears. Heights, uncontrollable heights, and open waters are my fears.
It was terrible. It was just, dude...
Did they count down for when they were going to jump?
No, they don't tell you that shit, dude. First of all, you're sitting there for 2 hours anticipating, anxious. What is this going to be like? You see people getting in the plane, and then right before you get on the plane, they call your name, they hook you up, they say, tap on your shoulders. When we do that, put your arms out. Ready to go? That's it. That's the prep. That's the prep they give you for jumping out of a plane. There's no video watching. There's no talking about it. There's no Q&A. They tell you, put the shit on, pull it tight. When I tap you on the shoulders, put your arms out. Let's go. So, I mean, like, dude, this is a big thing. Can we talk about it a little bit more? Can I ask you a question? You're making me feel very like this is not a two-way relationship. You told me what to do, but I can't ask any questions type shit. And then you go up in this tin can of a plane. It's literally a tin can. You don't know if it's even going to make it off of the runway. It's loud. You get up there. And that's where I blacked out. I don't remember the rest. I blacked out. Blacked out. I don't remember any of it. I remember going up into the air. We were at 18,000 feet, dude. That's almost as high as you are when you're, like, flying on Delta. It's really, really high. I mean, you get up to, like, 30,000, I think. But, I mean, 18,000 feet is really high.
That's fucking high, dude.
That's high. So you get up there, and I blacked out when I, like, got to the point where we were almost to that height. I don't remember walking to the door. I don't remember coming out of the door.
No.
I don't remember any of it. No memory, no recollection of it whatsoever.
When did you wake up?
When they pulled the string. When they pulled the string and it kind of snaps you back, you know, when they pull the chute, because you're free falling fast as fuck, and then you hit terminal velocity. You're falling like 18 meters per second, and then all of a sudden they pull that chute, and you stop falling that fast, and it's like whiplash, and that's when I came to. But for, a solid 10, 15 seconds, I was falling.
Unconscious.
And there's things that you're supposed to be doing during those first 10 seconds, 15 seconds like the amount of pressure that accumulates in your ears, you're supposed to like open your mouth or like scream really loud to release that pressure, or else it is excruciating. So when I came to, I hadn't released any of that pressure. My brain felt like it was going to explode. I was in so much pain. Also, it's like negative 10 degrees up there. It's cold as fuck. So like I woke up to this just shocking cold feeling. Loud, just everything was so loud. My brain felt like it was going to explode. It's windy as shit. When you're falling that fast, it's hard to, like, it hurts, dude. Like the wind hitting your face and like ripping your arms and legs around. It's just, it was way too much sensory stuff happening to me in every way, shape, and form, to where I could not enjoy it. I couldn't enjoy it. And even when they pulled it and he started to just like float, like the point where like people really, really like, where you're like, yeah, man, the earth is beautiful from up here. We're just coasting. I couldn't hear myself talking, but I was like, I'm going to throw up. I told the dude I was going to throw up. And I didn't throw up, thank God, but I was like, the ground couldn't come fast enough at that point.
When you woke up and when you came to, when you popped up, did you see the ground below you, or like you were just too focused on your sensory to even notice that you were going down?
I don't know. I don't really remember, dude. I don't think I was focused on the ground. I was focused on how uncomfortable I was. Cold, windy, loud, ears. God, confused. Just miserable, dude. Seriously, don't do it. Don't ever do it. Even if someone pays you to do it. I tell you right now, if you gave me $1 million cash, tax free, I wouldn't do it again.
Really?
I swear to God.
My grandma was on Good Morning America.
That was a fucking weird transition.
Well, no, she went skydiving.
We're talking about skydiving. My grandma was on Good Morning America.
My grandma was on Good Morning America for skydiving.
Myers.
Yeah, she was skydiving on Good Morning America.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
did she enjoy it?
She said she loved it, dude. How does that make you? My grandma fared better than you at skydiving, dude.
Well, I suck. I guess I get judged some shitty person.
Well, dude, listen, I loved having you on.
It was fun.
I laughed so hard. Dude, literally, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming here, giving me the time. And is there anything you want to plug while you're here?
No, just you.
Okay.
I love you.
Perfect, man.
I'm rooting for you. Just keep it up. This is awesome. This is dope.
I appreciate it.
Proud of you.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to come back sometime soon, dude.
Absolutely.
I would love to have you back on. You can follow the AgroLabs podcast at AgroLabsCast on Twitter, and also the AgroLabs podcast on Instagram. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Stay agro.